Everyone, please rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Council President, can I have the floor real quick?
Let me read the Open Meetings Act. This meeting is convened in accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act of New Jersey. Let the official minutes reflect that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by publishing a notice in the Asbury Park Press and the Star Ledger on Wednesday, January 7, 2026, and thereafter posting same on the Town Hall Bulletin Board for such notices and filing same with the Township Clerk pursuant to a resolution adopted by the Township Council on Thursday, January 1st, 2026. The meeting dates have also been posted on the Township web page. Roll call, please.
Councilman Bradley? Here. Councilman Bianchini? Here. Council Vice President Iverson? Here. Council President Ciccozzi? Here. Councilman Coleman?
For the record, Councilman Coleman is calling in by phone.
Councilman Hebert?
Here.
And Councilwoman O'Toole?
So there's no honoring resolutions or presentations, correct?
No, there are none.
Okay. So before we proceed, Councilman Bradley wants to read a statement.
Good evening, everybody. I would like to start off by apologizing to the residents of Toms River. The choice of words I used to convey how I was feeling last meeting were inappropriate and unprofessional. For that, I am sorry. My words and feelings were not without cause in it. I'm passionate about this town. It is why I decided to run for the Ward 2 council seat. This town made me who I am. I did not grow up with a lot of money. I learned that respect, honor, and integrity get you places in life. People in this town, who I am grateful for, took me under their wing and showed me the way. They asked for nothing in return, but that I do the same for others when I was able to. We are losing this neighborly aspect of our town. To live in this town means something. Our town was burned to the ground in 1782 for standing up to tyranny. Toms River patriots fought and died standing up for our rights. I had the honor and privilege of serving in the New Jersey Army National Guard for 15 years, through good times and bad times. I deployed to Iraq in 2024, and when I returned, I saw our town in shambles. I saw a mayor had no respect for the public, and certain council members followed along with him in that regard. It made me question why I gave up 15 years of my youth to serve just to come home, see people be demeaned, belittled, or thrown out for what they had to say, right or wrong. I wondered if all I had sacrificed was in vain. When I ran for office, my reputation was dragged through the mud. I was mocked for having to live at home, even though I am a disabled veteran, which is a protected status. I'm grateful that my family was able to assist me by providing me with a safe space in which to live as I got through the process. As a Christian, you're taught to treat others with respect, dignity, and to stand up for those less fortunate. In that regard, that is also why I get worked up. I refuse to stand by while others are attacked for trying to do the right thing. I will not allow the evil that has taken over this town to continue to have free reign over us. I have strengthened my armor of God for further meetings so that I'm never drawn into being something I am not. Closing, I will continue to fight for the residents of Ward 2 and Toms River. I will never stop fighting for you against anyone who seeks to belittle, demean, or silence you. I stand for those who have no voice or voice that is trying to be silenced. Thank you for allowing me the time to apologize and also explain where my heart and mind are and what I want to accomplish on the days.
Thank you, Councilman. So the clerk, I have different agendas here. You know, the numbers and letters don't coincide, so I don't think I have the last one, so what's next? The executive session?
It's the minutes. We have to approve.
Minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
the minutes from March 11, 2026 meeting.
Okay, I need a motion, please.
Motion in a minute.
And I'll second it.
Okay, thank you.
Motion was made by Council Vice President Iverson, seconded by Councilman Bradley. Council Vice President Iverson.
Yes.
Councilman Bradley.
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini.
Yes.
Council President Ciccozzi.
Yes.
Councilman Coleman.
Yes.
Councilman Faber.
Yes.
And Councilwoman O'Toole.
Yes.
Okay. So, first, before we begin, this past week, last Wednesday, Councilman Vice Chair Iverson and I, we showed up in Town Hall for every other Wednesday. We have an agenda meeting at 4 o'clock. Last week, we both had a conflict. We couldn't make it at 4, but we couldn't stay later than 5. We both had appointments later on. So we asked to have the meeting at 3 o'clock. We showed up here in Town Hall at 3 o'clock, and only the clerk was present at the agenda meeting. So we sat around, for a while, and we stayed outside to a little bit after 4 o'clock. I tried to reschedule several times through the clerk to have an agenda meeting to go through things, because I knew that there was a lot of things on the table. I came in Friday morning, last Friday, and this agenda was already prepared, and we had no input. I had no input into this agenda meeting, and I understand things get added on at the end, but it was even today. So I was left with the choice, either to proceed with the meeting, to cancel the meeting because we don't know what was, we didn't have all the information on this agenda, or proceed and pick the things that we were comfortable with after doing our research. So we decided to proceed with the meeting because we knew the residents were going to be here tonight, and there was important things. But as always, we're left in the dark, and so that's where we are right now. So is it executive session now?
Yes.
Okay. So and we weren't aware of this. We got notice this afternoon, 3 o'clock. I appreciate the phone call by the Township attorney. I appreciate the text from the mayor saying that we have a guest speaker tonight. But is he here now in the audience, or is he?
I would turn on the microphone, so Judge Troncone, who was the judge that oversaw the affordable housing program, he served as a mediator.
Okay, well, I just asked if he's here.
He's here for
Okay,
an
so I would
executive
like
session.
to ask him a question.
He's not gonna be up in front of the thing. He's a mediator, so he's gotta talk to a private. It's a legal matter.
Okay, all right, so I never had the pleasure of meeting this man. I have heard the name. One more thing, cell phones on silent or off, and if you need to talk, please go out in the hallway. And all your questions, please direct them to me at the appropriate time, and decorum always. Okay, thank you. So I don't know anything about this man. I haven't had the honor or the pleasure of meeting him, but
He's in court speaking.
okay, I understand that. But so I found out that he was a township attorney, I believe, years ago under Mayor Brush, who was a Democrat. and then later he got appointed as a county judge by Governor Corzine, I believe. So I just want to bring that out in the open. And where's the township attorney for affordable housing? Where is he?
He's in the executive session.
He said, oh, here he is, okay. So I just want everyone to know, like, the background of these people. So this young man works for a big law firm up north, and one of the principal partners is, what the heck is his name? Coughlin? No, please, Mayor, let me finish, thank you. So, and it's a big Democratic firm, and one of the principals is the Speaker of the Assembly, okay? So we have a lot of Democrats doing this work, a lot of money going out of this town to Democratic firms and people, so that's all I have to say. Sir, every time.
Be very careful accusing a judge
Okay.
of partisanship.
Okay,
That's
listen,
I'm just warning you.
okay, how many times we speak in private and I say, if you have something to say, address, not me, the chair, okay, and say,
Excuse me, Mayor.
Councilman, I
Council
have,
President, I am very.
Excuse me.
I'm just-
okay, I'll give you a chance. So I need a motion to go into executive session.
Motion to go into executive
Excuse me.
session.
Is there a second?
I cannot hear the second, I'm sorry.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. All right, we'll try to make it as quick as possible. Thank you. Are we good to go into executive session? We made everything?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Possible, we just shut it off during the executive session. Possible.
No.
Steve, Mr. Hessel, would you know anything about the video being down? No?
It's not on.
Okay.
I just looked.
Yeah, it's in the council rules that it has to be up and running, but I'm only the council president, so
So what should you do, right? That was a joke.
who can I call?
The boss of everything.
Okay, so, we're waiting for the township attorney and the mayor. So, So we need a motion to go back into,
To return to open session, we would need a motion.
okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion was made to return to open session from Councilwoman O'Toole, seconded by Councilman Bianchini. Councilwoman O'Toole? Councilman Bianchini?
Yes.
Councilman Bradley?
Yes.
Council Vice President Iverson?
Yes.
Council President Ciccozzi?
Yes.
Councilman Coleman?
Yes.
Councilman Avery?
Yes.
And then we just need a motion to vote on the executive session minutes from the March 11th meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
Motion was made by Councilwoman O'Toole, seconded by Councilman Avery. Councilwoman O'Toole? Councilman Avery?
Yes.
Councilman Bradley?
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini?
Yes.
Council Vice President Iverson?
No, there's a mistake here. The profanity that started was after the mayor insulted both myself and Gene. I have a discrepancy. Yes.
Just vote no then.
Vote no.
Council,
How about,
Council President Ciccozzi?
There's no discussion. Okay, thank you.
Council President Ciccozzi?
Yes.
Councilman Coleman?
I have a question for the township attorney. Is there anything that the council could do? Who's in charge of the video being up?
Video.
It's not up, there's no live feed.
I'm not aware of any code that requires that.
All right, so can council make a resolution or a motion from the floor that,
No,
I think we have that.
I think under the separation of powers, I think that would be the executive function.
People are allowed to get sick, Dave. They get sick and they're not happy, right?
Well, thank God we have
Sure, a lot of
certain people
miss
here
their
to go,
entertainment.
but it's not right. All right, okay, move on, please.
Okay. Moving on to item number 8 is an ordinance of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, vacating the public right and interest in a portion of Germania Court between Route 37 West and Wren Place, and acceptance of a dedication for an extension of Wren Place. In the Township of Toms River, Block 509.01, Lots 16, 18, and Block 509.02, Lots 1 and 2, pursuant to the Township Code, Chapter 448, Street Vacation Procedures. This is a final reading, so you can public comment.
Okay. First, is the township engineer here? In the back? Okay, there you are. Could you come forward, please, and briefly bring us up to date on this?
Excuse me, Dave. This is not this thing, you put this on the agenda.
I know that, but I need him to
All right.
explain it.
Well, you put this on the agenda, not township engineer.
No, this was drawn up by the previous township attorney, okay? So I'm trying to move things along, okay? And this has been in several agenda meetings.
You can, if you like, yes.
So what we have here is a simple swap of land.
Can't hear.
It's an architect.
No, all right, just face the audience, just turn around and face the audience.
Dave, why don't you explain to the people what you put on?
It's on.
No, because I had questions of the engineer.
It's a land swap.
Okay.
So we have a road that's connecting to 37 that's being vacated. It's a stem road. And there's a portion of Wren Place that's being dedicated back to us.
Okay, real quick, and what might go in this location?
It's going to have to go before the board eventually for...
The planning board?
Probably the planning board, for a future Wawa, gas station, convenience store. what we
Now,
typically see.
This past week, I've seen environmental trucks there working. And would you know anything about that?
I wouldn't, but they typically do environmental assessments, phase one, if you will, as part of their submission package to the planning board. It's one of the checklist items that's typically done when you're doing something such as a lot line.
And so our concern is that the town will be protected 100% if there's any problems there.
With regard to
Mayor, Mayor,
He can't speak as to whether the town is protected about private developers stuff.
Well,
You gotta
I'm asking.
ask him questions that are relevant to his position with the town. He's not gonna tell you something like that. This is your application.
Mayor,
You put
Mayor.
this on.
Mayor, please, every meeting.
Okay, Mr.
I'm happy to let you
Mr.
know that
Mealy,
the applicant is
Okay,
actually here
answer.
tonight.
Mr. Mealy, you're done. This is done. Thank you. Thank you. Now, we're not gonna have our township liable for somebody else's application because Dave is, who's running the show?
No, just let him
We're
speak.
not vacating the street, I'll tell you that because I'm gonna veto it. So we're not gonna vacate the street for the Wawa or your developer friends, Dave. I'm going to veto it. So I don't care if you put it on or not, we're not giving a public street away to your friends. Go ahead, you can continue, have your vote.
All right, so
So yes,
at this point, the township attorney should be speaking, asking me if he can speak on this, but the mayor speaks for everybody up here. So is the,
I'll speak to you.
he said the applicant is here?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm not giving up the street there. So,
okay.
have the vote, go ahead.
So it's so strange in these, so going forward now, next week, all the agenda meetings are going to be recorded, okay? I do have the minutes, but it's funny, when the mayor is driving back from Irvington, he's on the phone for these agenda meetings. He's never in town hall. So from now on, we're going to have to, do you have a recording device, like a cassette? Or
Dave, are you gonna hold your vote on the ordinance before you?
Okay. Please come forward, state your name for the record, and
Yes, Robert Shea on behalf of the applicants who are making a request for the appropriation. I said Robert Shea on behalf of the applicants who are making a request for the appropriation.
okay.
So if you would like just a little bit of history of how we got to this point,
Yes,
I'd be happy to provide that.
Who's running the show now?
Mayor, don't disrupt the meeting, please. Why do you do this? Why?
Go ahead. He can speak.
Thank you.
Yeah, just so it's clear, because as we want the council and certainly the mayor to understand what the request is, and the township of Tom's River has an extremely robust ordinance relating to the vacation programs. It's not just a simple letter to the town saying, hey, by the way, we're interested in vacating a roadway or dedicating another short-term property. It's a very, very long and tedious process. I'd be happy to provide you with documentation. I think Mr. Mealy was about to do that, but let me just give the council a little bit of an overview as to what takes place under Section 443. You first have to make an application to the town. Our application was actually made in December of 2024, almost 15, 16 months ago. This was made. As part of that application process, we have to submit a full, complete survey of the parcel of property that we're requesting to vacate, which is part of Germania, which is right a bit down from the Oakridge property. In addition to that, as part of this request, we were also indicating that we would agree to dedicate a portion of our property to extend one place. Now, if you're familiar with the area over there right now, where the old Wawa 7-Eleven used to be, you have to exit, the homes that are back there have to exit a roadway in between two commercial pieces of property. Exit it, if they want to go east on 37, they have to go into the jug handle turn, make that left turn, and in order to get east on 37. What this would effectively do is allow once that road is built, it will be built by our client, frankly, they would ultimately have to go through Ren Place and make a left at that traffic signal, either make a left-hand turn 37 East, or at a controlled intersection, make a right onto 37 East. So this was looked at years ago, and it's actually addressed in our master plan. So the process is this: we make the application to the township. It's sent to engineering. As part of the application, again, we have a variety of surveys and things that sort of lay out this project itself that was proposed to be a Wawa convenience store. The application fees are paid, escrow fees are paid. In addition to that, before it goes into any kind of consideration, it has to go to 15 different agencies within the state. It has to go to Department of Public Works, Ocean Management, MUA, Engineering, Planning, Police Department, and 14 or 15 other agencies, plus every utility in this town, the electric company, cable TV, JCP&L, the water company, the OLE. Everyone is notified. And at any point in time, any of those agencies could say, no, we don't want it. Well, in this particular instance, every one of those agencies indicated it's a good idea, we're going to sign off on it, and we feel that it would be a beneficial planning aspect of the town. What happens then, on your ordinance, you then have to make an application to the planning board. The planning board gets their fingers into it, we have to make a full application, escrow fees application. We had a presentation for the planning board in September of 2025. The planning board reviewed, considered the application, and they said that, yes, we're going to recommend this to the mayor and council. And they adopted a resolution to that effect. But I have all the documentation, the copies, I'd be happy to pass it out if any of the council members are interested. And so once that process is achieved, once the planning board confirms it's okay and recommends it to the mayor and council, it then gets listed on the council's agenda for either review and certainly review and hopefully approval. So the process itself, as I stated, is a robust, extremely robust procedure. Probably, I've been doing this type of work with many board members over 40 plus years in this county. And it's probably one of the only townships that requires you to go through this process. That's a good idea, because everybody gets their hands into it, everybody makes a recommendation, and at any point in time, as I said, that recommendation will itself, it doesn't go into law. So this has passed all the muster of every one of those agencies. It's a good idea from a planning perspective. It'll bring another major rateable into town. It's not a multifamily, it's not residential, it's commercial in nature. What exists out there right now is an old, I believe, 7-Eleven, a Wawa that's there, vacant for years, and a parcel property that is also not being developed. Both commercial in nature.
So I have just two quick questions. One, you also said there are only different people who are actually involved. Was the state DOT as well?
That's right. And anybody who had their...
And then also the other wall, I'm assuming it's going to close down and they're going to vacate that once a day.
I would assume so.
Right. I mean, because the other one is a nuisance to try to, when they try to get a tractor trailer or anything, it's just a, it's not a safe environment.
And just so the board is aware, the way in which this ordinance is drafted, that, it's not a giveaway. It's not a giveaway of a street. It's a transfer of profits. The property that the township, when we're requesting the township to vacate, is about 1,800 square feet. We're giving back or dedicating back to the township over 11,000 square feet. It'll be fully buffered. It'll be buffered pursuant to any recommendations that we get from engineering. It also has to go to the planning board, very frankly. We just can't put a law up as the proposal. We have to go to the planning board for a full hearing, full notice to all the property owners, and to legitimize the process. Because the vacation of that roadway does not take place until the dedication is completed with Ren Place. So it's not, even if you voted on this tonight, it's not as if the barriers are going to get put up on Germain. That's just not realistic. It's not the way the ordinance is crafted, and not the way it was represented in the plan. It's going to be done in a procedure as we've done before. And I think the question comes up as to whether or not it's a good plan or a bad one. And 15 of your agencies in town have signed on board, including the police department.
So I think get a lot of text messages, like Dave and Tommy. So it's safe to say that some of that work that's being done over there is preliminary work
Yeah.
in lieu of this work going on down there.
It's just environmental, so they're taking.
That's what I thought it was.
Testing and things.
I already said who's doing it, I said, I don't know.
This has nothing to do with any kind of environmental thing.
Okay. All right, thank you. So is there anyone in the public has questions or comment on the final reading of this ordinance?
It's the benefit for the town at the end of the day.
I can't see it. Who's- All right, come up, please. State your name, please.
Alexander Czar. So you're saying that in that you're saying that in that particular area, you're saying in that particular area, you guys want to create that yes, to minimize those traffic.
Yeah.
To minimize traffic, right?
Yeah. That is, the end result is going to be that Germania, which is that short road, is going to be vacated. And there's a piece of property that my client owns to the rear of that, that's now going to join up with Red Place. That's going to go right into Coordinate. So anybody who's going to be utilizing that will be a lot safer, very frankly, going through Red Place and then ultimately making either a left-hand turn on Route 37 East or a right turn on the 37 West, rather than now they're mandated to come out of that Germania and make a right-hand turn to go into the jail handle to go 37 East. It's just crazy the way it's done. The road's been there probably for 60 plus years.
Okay, Carlos, thank you.
You said sweeten the deal, but the amount that you're giving back to the township is bigger than what we give it.
Close to 4,000 square feet. Not a bit.
Okay.
That's it.
Good, thank you.
I usually don't do that.
Is there anyone else, please? Okay. Mr. Shea, is that, okay, we're good.
So I have all the documentation, I just represent on the record of the board.
You heard what's going to happen, so I will entertain a motion on the...
Well, Council President, we have to close public comment.
Okay. I need a motion to close public.
I'm gonna close the public comment.
I'll second.
Motion was made by Council Vice President Iverson to close public comment, seconded by Councilman Bradley. All in favor?
Aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. All right, entertain a motion to approve the final reading.
I'll make a motion to
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion.
Call, please.
Motion was made to approve by Councilman Bianchini, seconded by Councilman Bradley. Councilman Bianchini?
Yes.
Councilman Bradley?
Yes.
Council Vice President Iverson?
I vote yes. I have friends who live back in there, and I know they will appreciate having that egress out on the corridor.
Count.
It sounds like a win-win. Yes.
Council President Ciccozzi?
Yes, just for the obvious fact that it's going to make the roads and the left and the right turns and getting off 37 much easier. So I vote yes.
Councilman Coleman? No. Councilman Haber?
No.
And Councilwoman O'Toole?
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Okay. Aye. So, which one are we on now? 8 or 9?
We're on ordinance 9. It's a first reading. I don't know why you don't.
We can do that. For the executive session? Yeah. Okay, all right, thank you. All right, so, who has a copy? Do you have a copy of the ordinance? All right, I have, okay, read it into the record, please.
Okay, so for the record, from the floor, they're going to introduce an ordinance, and it says, the title of it is an ordinance Toms River Township, an ordinance designating block 171, lots 23 and 42 as an affordable housing overlay zone with the MF16 multifamily zone designation to provide a realistic opportunity for the construction of low and moderate income housing.
Township attorney, please explain how we got here for this first reading.
Yeah, it's not on the agenda, so this is an ordinance that came out of, can you hear me? This is an ordinance that we just got out of executive session to try and comply in good faith. Obviously, we know that the council had some questions about the affordable housing deal. We are now in a position where we don't have an extension, and we have a builder's remedy, which is something that can be done. And so they met with Judge Troncone, who was the mediator from the court, and as a sign of good faith, of course, they put out a public statement that, we're looking for an extension. Obviously, we don't have anything right now. So in order to go to the court in good faith and ask for an extension in good faith, rather than just going to the court and saying, we didn't like the plan, we want an extension. The court's not going to like to hear that. So what we're doing is, in good faith, we're passing this ordinance that will show the judge in good faith that we are examining alternate tweaks to the plan.
I believe
Mayor, please.
no, it's my plan,
Okay.
no, it's important that I have an opportunity to speak to you.
Okay, but let him finish.
He did finish, and I don't think he was,
Okay,
I don't
I'm going
think
to call up the other attorney.
Dave,
Could you repeat that ordinance, please? Dave, I need him to explain it to the public.
Dave,
You'll speak after
Dave,
him. What's
he
the
just
matter?
said that there was a builder's remedy, and the
Okay.
people need to know where the builder's remedy is.
All right, please, go ahead.
Actually, if you're not gonna,
You can speak after him. Let
Could
him
you
speak.
please reread the ordinance since we can't read it? Could you please repeat it? We don't have a copy. We have the attorney reread the ordinance that you're introducing.
They need you to read this, okay?
no, that would be the clerk that would read it.
Did you,
Yeah, Steve, you read it.
okay, do you want me to read the title or the whole thing?
The whole thing.
All right. An ordinance designating block 171, lots 23 and 42 as an affordable housing overlay zone with the MF multifamily zone designation to provide a realistic opportunity for the construction of low and moderate income housing. Whereas the Township of Toms River, the Township, is authorized to regulate land use and zoning pursuant to the municipal land use law, NJSA 4055D-1, and whereas the Township has adopted a housing element and fair share plan establishing strategies to satisfy its constitutional obligation to provide a realistic opportunity for the construction of low and moderate income housing during the fourth round compliance cycle. And whereas the Township Council finds it appropriate to designate two parcels known as Block 171, lots 23 and 42 on the official tax map of the Township of Toms River, the overlay parcels, as an affordable housing overlay zone with the MF16 multifamily zone designation to provide a realistic opportunity for the creation of affordable housing. And whereas the Township Council also finds it appropriate to require that any development of the overlay parcel shall be required to satisfy 100% set aside, thereby providing an alternative means of implementing the Township's affordable housing plan for the fourth round and for the purpose of providing the Township's fair share of the regional need for low and moderate income housing. And whereas the Township Council further finds the designation of the overlay parcels as an overlay with the MF16 multifamily zone is an appropriate legislative mechanism to facilitate the production of affordable housing to meet the Township's fair share obligations for the fourth round and future affordable housing rounds. Whereas pursuant to the enactment of this ordinance, Section 348-11.2 of the Township Code shall be modified to reflect the required 100% set aside for the overlay parcels on the official tax map of the Township of Toms River. Now, therefore, be it ordained by the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey as follows. The properties known as Block 171, lots 23 and 42 on the official tax map of the Township of Toms River, the overlay parcel, are hereby designated as an affordable housing overlay zone. The zoning standards, regulations, and requirements applicable to the MF16 multifamily zone shall apply to the overlay parcels, except that any overdevelopment of the overlay parcels must satisfy a 100% set aside. 2, pursuant to the enactment of this ordinance, section 348-11.2 of the Township Code shall be modified to reflect a required 100% set aside for the overlay parcels of the official tax map of Township of Toms River. 3, if any section, subsection, paragraph, sentence, clause, or provision of this ordinance is, or any exhibit hereto is adjudged invalid, such adjudication shall not affect the validity of the remaining portions. 4, this ordinance shall take effect upon passage of publication according to law, so ordained as aforesaid.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse me, Mr. Zangaro, I would like to speak in plain English with everybody before the lawyers get up and speak again, because it's awfully confusing. Okay?
Sorry, Mayor?
Ask the chair for permission, please.
Dave,
Please,
why do I have to ask you for permission to speak?
because I'm the council
Bob
president.
Shea didn't have to ask you for permission, but okay, sure, I'll ask you for permission, Dave. May I speak?
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
So, 2 weeks ago, we were here, right, and I had spoken to everyone, explained that we had an affordable housing plan, and that we needed to pass it by the March 15th deadline, and if we didn't, we would be subject to builder's remedy. Last week, I believe it was Friday afternoon, the Towers project, Meridia project, filed the builder's remedy lawsuit. I explained, or filed with the court, I explained that if you do not have an affordable housing plan, developers can build what they want, where they want, without any zoning approval, without any approval of the planning board, without paying attention to setbacks, without paying attention to height restrictions. We have not been granted an extension yet, even though we requested one. Someone has already filed now a builder's remedy. I and the attorney also believe that we should be passing the entire plan as discussed. The council is going to pass a small piece of the plan. What they're going to pass, the lots and blocks on Route 9, are not all the lots and blocks, so they don't include the backup area that I spoke to the people of Lake Ridge about. There was an area that we could potentially develop instead of Route 70. That is not included in the lot that they just read. They just read for the 100% affordable. So we still won't have a plan in place. But yes, I agree with the attorneys that perhaps the judge will be merciful and say, hey, we're making some progress. I still think this is not what we should be doing tonight. We should be passing them all. And we can talk about alternative plans after we have a plan, and traffic studies and things like that. So with that, now that I've leveled with everyone in English, we'll bring the attorneys back up so they can speak to you in hyperbolic jargon. Come on up.
Wait a minute, you're going to have to wait one more turn.
Just for the record, the attorney did want Route 70 properties on this ordinance.
It's part of the plan, Tom. We've explained, I don't want to argue with you, Tom, but we've explained several times that you have to submit the complete plan.
All right, thank you.
You have to submit the complete plan with the backup. That was what we were talking
So
about.
everyone knows that this is the first time that we're seeing this tonight.
No.
In 10 minutes, we
No,
have
it's
to
not.
decide.
The exact same thing.
No,
So
first
vote against
time,
it.
okay? So, all right.
Is that what you're recommending?
Please, Mrs. Zangaro, please come
Please
up.
come forward and explain again. Thank you.
Can I ask Mr. Zangaro a question? Mr. Zangaro,
No.
if we have a builder's remedy,
It's an existing project, Mayor.
couldn't somebody build on Route 70
Thank you.
anyway under builder's remedy? Could somebody build on Route 70? Please answer that when you do your spiel.
Proceed. Thank you.
So this is a first reading of one element of the affordable housing plan. What came to pass was there are 3 overlays that are in the one ordinance that's not being introduced tonight. Those are overlays that were agreed to in the settlement agreement. The Route 9 portion this Route 9 portion and introduce a larger area. What we've done tonight is we've isolated it to 2 parcels so that in a 100% project with 125 units, 100% affordable, no market rate units can be constructed on that parcel.
So no backup for Lake Ridge?
So
No backup?
that is correct.
Okay, thank you. Everybody heard that, correct? No, all right, no backup for Lake Ridge.
Please, let him speak. Thank you.
What this does is it allows the township to put in place one mechanism to ensure that the plan moves ahead. There are, as I just have to advise, there are other elements that need to be moved on. I understand they're not before the council tonight. I understand. May I just address what the mayor said as to Route 70? Yes, it is possible that if there is underlying zoning that allows for market rate development, developer, you do not have immunity, developer can come in. If they own properties or the contract purchasers, they can potentially make a claim that they are entitled to a village remedy. That is certainly possible on any plans and stuff. That's not it. Tonight, what is before you concerns 2 parcels on Route 9 for 100% affordable project. If this does pass tonight, there will have to be a second reading. We will then submit those materials to court in furtherance of our request.
Would it be more advisable to pass the entire plan? Would it be more advisable?
Mayor, listen, everybody. We're trying to bail out the town. All this is because of him.
You're destroying the town.
All this fiasco is because
Dave,
of the
we
mayor.
had a builder's remedy filed last week.
Yeah, on an existing project.
Last week, Dave.
Already an existing project.
The 2 weeks, excuse me.
All right, we're going to take a recess.
You can take a recess,
I need a
and I'll
motion.
speak to everyone anyway. You can take a recess, but 2 weeks ago, I explained to you what would happen with the builder's remedy, and someone filed.
Okay, on an existing project.
It's not an existing project.
Okay, where's the location?
It's not an existing project, Dave. We stopped.
Where's the location of this builder's remedy?
Dave, you said there wouldn't be a builder's remedy, and there is.
Okay, where?
And you lied to all these people of Lake Ridge because you don't have the backup in place for Lake Ridge. As I said, the backup for Lake Ridge is not included in what they're voting on, which would mean they could build right there. You gotta read the Township Code and State law. You're not a lawyer. You're the girlfriend of a former employee. That's what you're not a lawyer. All right, you're not a lawyer. Listen, as I said, the folks that are here from Lake Ridge, I said that we've got to worry about these builders' remedies. If we don't pass a plan, there will be builders' remedies all over this town. There won't be a stitch of land left, including that land on the border of Lake Ridge that everybody came here so concerned about. If we were to pass the ordinance with the backup plan, that could potentially be a location for the development. But you have to pass the plan, or we're going to continue to have builders' remedies until we do. I warn everybody about this, and I see some faces in the audience who understand what I'm saying and know what's going on. And this is a very big problem, and you need to pass the plan. If you want to just pass the one ordinance and take a recess, whatever, we'll all pray that the judge will take some mercy on us.
Since the mayor is against, and I speak, can I speak?
Yeah, we're in recess.
Okay.
Don't even look at me. Don't direct anything to me.
Dennis Galante, 1149 Cherokee Court. If the mayor is speaking as a guest, I have a right to speak. It's off the record.
You can talk.
But I don't think you're even supposed to be discussing this. It's an ordinance of first reading, okay? All the information, ordinance of first reading are never read in full text. So it should be published on a website so people can just, look at it, do research, and figure it out. Because everything that you're saying now is like testimony. It's actually, if you were to be taken into a court of law and certain things were being said, although I don't know if it's being recorded or not, because I understand YouTube isn't on. So what record is there of this meeting? Is there an audio recording? What is the record of this? That was part of my statement for later. If there's some kind of liability here, the mayor used the term liable. The attorney talked about with the judge, politicalness of it. You can't discuss this. Executive, isn't this privileged somewhat? Just a discussion of this?
No.
It's not.
No, it's an ordinance, and you love transparency, so what would be wrong with discussing an ordinance
I
twice?
want to hear what you have to say.
I know you do, and I know you're thoughtful, and I know you want to hear me, but there are folks who want to shout me down, and you followed this for many years, you're a smart man, and you know why the builder's remedy was filed, and you do understand that if we don't have a plan in place, they will continue to file those, which means the very land that the people here were here to try to see wouldn't be developed, could be developed to densities well beyond what would be allowable without any setbacks, without any height restrictions. We need to get a plan in place. And again, we're in recess, Dave, so you can start whenever you want to start.
We're going to call the meeting back to order.
Is it being
Source
recorded?
the clerk's
The
comments.
man's upset.
No, but is there any other recording?
Well, you got a citizen taking it. So.
Okay.
And you know there's no requirement by statute anyway to record a public meeting. The school board doesn't record its meetings. They don't call.
I sure do. Any board.
The planning board does not.
I'll just let it rip. If it's on a record, it's on a record. I really don't care. It should be though. It should be. Because whatever is said, if there's testimony from the fair housing attorney or anything that's being said, that's got to be on the record.
Quasi-judicial.
Planning board, when you go to planning board,
That's quasi-
if you're recording, there's a stenographer, the record is there. I want to know what the record is in all of these
That's
meetings.
quasi-judicial. It's different.
Okay, we're going to call the meeting back to order, please. Thank
No,
you.
that's different. You're so stuck in the process, you're missing the whole thing. What's really going on here is the destruction of our town. So you're caught in the process, right? You're caught up in the whole process, but you're missing the big theme here, which is people are going to build all over this place, turn it into a city.
Mayor,
You didn't call it to order yet.
I'm waiting for the clerk. I'm trying to get everyone to sit down and be quiet. Thank you. Okay? I have to wait for the clerk.
Yankees are starting at 8 o'clock, come on.
All right, I'm doing my best.
Priority.
All right, we're going to call the meeting back to order. Okay, I need a motion to call the meeting back to order, please. Is there a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. Mr. Singaro? Okay. All right, just very briefly to the public, it's, in your words, explain this ordinance here.
So, in December 2025, the council voted to approve a settlement agreement with Fair Share Housing Center. In that agreement, there were multiple overlay zones that would create the opportunity for affordable housing. There were three projects: Route 70, 2008, Route 37, and Jamestown project. Those are three overlays. Okay. Alongside that, there were a number of preservation mechanisms, one of which was Hope's Crossing. As this process went along toward March 15th, it became clear Hope's Crossing, one of the preservation mechanisms, was problematic. Developer moved over blocks. So we were going to have that in the budget. So what we determined was that there needs to be a way to try to salvage this plan because of Hope's Crossing and what they were doing. So there was an ability to use a developer to do a 100% affordable project on 2 parcels. The beauty of it is that the 100% affordable project, they don't have a 20% set aside, it just knock off the 100 and 125 units, you're going to get bonus credits out to fill the Hope's Crossing gap if we need it. That's what this ordinance does. It makes possible that one project. What is left over are 3 overlays from the settlement agreement. You just have to lay it out. Those are still outstanding. Until those are voted on, considered, you have not implemented all the ordinances and resolutions. What we will do is show through this enactment that the township is moving forward to try to ensure that they have a plan in place. That is what Route 9. That is what Route 9 does. It is trying to fill this one portion of Hope's Crossing.
Can I ask you who the developer is?
So there was a resolution passed on February 25th that identified the developer, Beacon Estates LLC.
That's not.
There is a
different
entity, and developers use different single LLCs to develop, but it is
Something affordable, something Verizon.
right. LLC on my but and what was also done by the planning board was the housing element fair share plan, which is that zoning. It's the zoning document that says, hey, this is the policy of the township. The planning board voted in. They voted on March 10th to set out the policy document with the settlement agreement and its structure. And they said, if it's necessary, we're going to utilize this Route 9 100% project if we need to. And so we can show the board, listen, something came up. We don't like it. We don't like the way this panned out with this developer, but we've gone ahead and tried to protect our compliance structure.
Can I ask Chris, has anybody been in touch with the Affordable Housing Alliance?
I do not know this off the top of my head. Perhaps, is this, I do not know.
Mayor? Why don't you fill us in on what the Affordable Housing Alliance is first before we talk questions?
Have you talked to the people at the Affordable Housing Alliance?
Are you talking about fair share housing?
No.
So you tell me who they are and why I should have spoken to them. Explain.
Okay, because it's a nonprofit affordable housing company, builder, from Neptune, who works with municipalities, just building affordable housing to meet their obligations, and that's all they do, is affordable. They don't do a share of market value, and they're doing 8 projects right now with Millstone. They're doing like 4 or 5 with Spring Lake, Seeker. They'd be willing to come down here and work with us.
Listen,
It sounds like an amazing.
sounds like a great company, but I think what Mr. Zangaro.
It's an alternative.
No, I would just, hang on, I would like to.
We wouldn't have to do anything other than our obligation, and if we're going to get credits for building that project that's just affordable.
It sounds like a great company, Tom, but what happens is people put in based on properties they have or want to buy or own, they put in through this whole program process, and that group can back
He'd be willing to come here and do a presentation for everybody, including you.
Yeah.
So what everyone understands, I'm just using numbers, say that we're obligated to build 200 affordable housing units. We actually have to build, these builders, they build 1,000 and they gotta meet 20%, so that's 200. I think I don't know all the details, but with this company, we only have to build the 200. We don't have to build the other 800 to meet the goal. And that's what we're trying to do. But we're completely shut out.
I don't want to get into an argument with everybody, but it's not appropriate when we float Google. Right, but it's not appropriate to float, it's not appropriate.
Can I speak? I would encourage people, including you, Drew, Google the affordable housing lines and see what these people are about. These are the people we needed here in December.
Listen,
this was an amazing.
What's your objection, Rodrick? Explain.
I would like to explain. They don't treat it as false. They don't. Anyway, what he's saying.
Hey, Tom, you quiet.
Yeah, I would like an opportunity to speak. So I explained in Lake Ridge. This is a process where once the obligations are out, people come to the town and say, hey, we could fulfill your obligation here, here, and there, and do this many units. It's not something that the township runs around and tries to find somebody to build something somewhere. That's not how this works. And while this sounds like a very nice idea, we missed the deadline. A developer already filed for a builder's remedy, and this is going to continue to happen until the 680 or 1,700 units are filled. Except the projects downtown, the 250 units, that will only take care of 50 units of that obligation, those towers. We have a great plan. We didn't even pass the deed restrictions. So the deed restrictions that we negotiated that would allow us to extend existing affordable housing, those 400 units or whatever, we didn't even pass that the other day. And frankly, it's very dangerous. It almost seems, I'm not accusing anybody, but it almost seems like we want the builder's remedies. That's what it seems the council wants. That's what it really does, because otherwise you would pass the plan, and then anytime somebody wants to do something in the plan, you would get another vote. So this stuff on Route 70, we didn't even pass the backup that I discussed. This ordinance that they're going to put up for Route 9, they're cutting out all that extra land that could be a backup for the properties on Route 70. Why is that being removed? Why is it being removed? In my opinion, it's being removed because this council wants the plan to fail because they want their friends, their developer friends, to be able to build what they want, where they want. There is no question about it. There is no question about it that they've supported the towers. There's no question about it that Mr. Bianchini is on the record supporting the towers. There's no question about it, and it's not a coincidence that we also had a gentleman come up here, give him carte blanche, we're going to give the land away to the same attorney for a different developer.
It's public questions right now. Is there
It's not public questions. It's a first reading. We never even went back into session.
There's no public comment.
We can't even go back into session.
No, it's not. We did go back to session.
Paul,
Yes.
Wall Street Thunder. I actually have a couple quick questions for Mr. Zangaro, if you don't mind.
I thought this was the first reading.
This is a first reading.
All right, let him speak, please.
Then I'll make that statement.
Why
The
don't
question
you wait
is,
for public comment?
the question is about the mayor's representation that a builder's remedy lawsuit was filed. Correct, right?
This-
Maybe he wants to.
I have it right here.
Mr. Zangaro.
That-
Yes.
So he said,
I'm looking at it right here, it's in my hand.
you're looking at it in your hand?
Yeah.
How many pages is it? 2?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 86.
It's a
86
proposed,
pages.
it's proposed.
No, it's a builder's
No,
remedy.
it's a builder's remedy.
Lawsuit.
I know you think you're a lawyer, but you're not
I'm
a
not a
lawyer.
lawyer. No.
Guys, just get-
I have the complaint right in my hand.
So here's the thing.
Dave,
I'm
you gotta-
looking
you gotta run the
at,
meeting.
I'm quiet,
You gotta
the
run the
dictionary
meeting.
website. And as of Friday, as he indicates, there was not a lawsuit filed. What was filed from Meridian, I believe, was a letter, a 2-page letter.
No,
Excuse me.
I'm looking at an 86.
You're saying, you're
That's
speaking,
not what
you're
was
missing.
filed. That's not what was filed. You said it was filed. What is, because it's public access. The judiciary website is public access.
What is your qualifications, Paul? Please
I'm a
explain.
badass paralegal. That's my qualification. I'm a badass paralegal.
Who are you paralegal for, Paul?
Don't worry about it.
Well, you're, you, there's They let the unqualified person mislead the public, who's not an attorney. When you have an attorney telling you we have a lawsuit, oh, what is this? This council is just completely.
Is that all, Mr. Williams?
No, sir. What was filed?
And you yield to me.
On the 12th.
Oh, my God.
Was a letter.
Scary.
It's a letter.
Unbelievable.
Excuse me, I believe it was the 12th. The 24th.
Very, very frightening.
It was the 24th. And it was a 2-page letter objecting to the request that was made the day after our last council meeting for an extension of time. The letter simply says they should have to file a motion. They is the township. That's what was filed. His representation that a lawsuit was filed, it's not on the judiciary website. That's public access. When an attorney files something with the judiciary, unlike with a pro se person, where if it's a pro se litigant, a clerk has to actually touch the document. When it's a lawyer or a law firm, it goes directly through the system.
I have it right here.
Onto the website, I don't care what you're looking at. Maybe
Don't
that's
care what the attorney, the township
Maybe
attorney
there
should
is
have
one, maybe there is one pending. And at the end of the day, he might be right. However, as I said the last time, I wouldn't want to sit in any of your seats if you're a person of good conscience, because you don't know what's going on until he says so. That is a precarious and dangerous situation for any of you to be sitting on because of the way he is operating. In good conscience, you can't say yes because you don't know what's going on. He doesn't want the public to see it. That's why I don't care who is.
Who are you paralegal for, Paul? Who?
You really know?
Yeah.
Who?
Paul? You're a liar. Well, you're a convict and a liar.
Wrap it up.
You're a convict and a liar. You're not a paralegal.
As I said,
15 years in prison. 15 years in prison.
Might be right.
15 years in prison.
He wants to
You're not a paralegal.
Years in prison. Yeah, tell people something they haven't heard about.
Right.
I've said.
You're not a lawyer. You're a liar and a convict.
Nonetheless, that is the situation that he is putting you in, and he's shoving this down and creating all this hysteria. Granted, if what he's saying is absolutely correct, that's a scary situation. But we don't know that. We can't trust him because he's not a transparent person. This dilemma was created by him, and he's putting it at your feet, the people of good conscience on this council, and he's putting it at your feet, and that is wrong. But at the end of the day, you have to make a decision for the good of this town. But you can't do it. You can't vote yes to something because it will come back and bite you in the ass if it's bad, and then they'll say, well, they're the ones that made the decision. So that's my point. It wasn't filed.
All right, thank you.
It is filed, and the people in the press know it's been filed as well. So those of you who are clapping and thinking the point was being completely disingenuous, we're not in that point where
Mayor,
we need
you
it.
have a speaker, please.
This is not, you gotta open up public comment.
I'm a Toms River resident.
It's gotta open public.
I have been in meetings all my career. I've been at school board meetings, I've been in corporate meetings, I've been in resident meetings. I have never seen someone so arrogant and such a dickhead. And I've never seen anyone run a city with the amount of arrogance and rudeness. I'm a Lake Ridge resident, and you personally have attacked us in this meeting and last meeting. And I can't believe, as my mayor, you feel that's an okay thing to do.
When did I attack you, ma'am?
I'm a Lake Ridge, you've been saying it.
What did I attack you? No, I didn't say anything to attack you. I just told everyone here that you see you want to silence me. That's exactly what the people on the left are like. You want to silence anybody that says something. What did I do to insult you, ma'am?
Finish up, please.
What did I do to insult you, ma'am?
Please.
You need to take the microphone away from him.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is the last comment here.
You didn't even open public comment, Dave.
Please.
You didn't open public comment. Have a vote for public comment.
Really, 2555 Renton Lane. I'm also a Lake Ridge resident. I have a question. Can I pose to Mr. Zuniara?
I don't, is he still here?
I'm sorry, Mr. Henry.
Yes, please.
Mr. Penny, as I recall, at the last meeting I was at, you indicated that you have 7 years' experience.
No,
Is it 14 years' experience?
Do you know what you're talking about?
I do know what I'm talking about. I did some research online,
You Googled me.
and I apologize for the mistake. It was Mr. Zingara that had the 7 years' experience. I believe you have the 14 years' experience. and
14 years
then
experience of what?
Practicing law, so.
Okay, well, what's your question?
My question is, when you studied law, did you have to study ethics?
You didn't Google the answer?
No, I'm asking.
Actually, New Jersey's the only
I'm
state.
asking you a question.
New Jersey is the only state that doesn't require the ethics exam.
Just get to the point, please.
The point is,
But I took it and passed it anyway.
you are the most disrespectful attorney I have ever encountered in my life, and you are not just disrespecting the people of Toms River, you are disrespecting these public servants that have been elected. You serve them. You serve them.
No, I serve the people.
Not very well, sir.
I'm calling out, if I see lies on the dais for the councilman, I call it out, I'm sorry.
Move on, and so,
You gotta move, you gotta,
Hold on.
all right, you got it.
This is again. So I just want to get some clarification in front of everybody tonight, because on February 25th, we had an executive session. It was doom or gloom. We were in there. You gave us a presentation for the 2 lots that we talked about today, correctly? Right?
Respectfully, I cannot discuss what's in the executive session. I'm not trying to, I cannot, as an attorney, discuss what happened in the executive session.
Okay, you presented us with 2 pieces of parcel that possibly...
yeah, don't let them get you in trouble. You can go, Mrs. Engro.
So,
Have a good day, sir.
So going forward on the agenda meeting on March 4th, we went into the agenda meeting and they gave us all the paperwork with those 2 lots that were included on it for us to build to meet our mandate for the affordable housing. But what they didn't tell us, that I found out on Exhibit A, which I have right in front of me, there was 65 more acres in with that 10 acres that they could actually build at least another 1,100 units on Route 9. Most people that I talked to, the mayor was fortunate enough to give up my personal telephone number, and I was able to have dialogue with them. And once that I told them that that was on township-owned property to prevent from being built on, they weren't aware of that. The second thing was, our infrastructure can't handle that, and why would anybody try to turn around and pony up another 65 acres when Route 9 is already imploding around us right now? I mean, I don't understand. Listen, now, I understand that tonight going forward, those 2 acres, those 10 acres that you're putting on there, is just to give us some time to go to the judge. That's what we were supposed to have done the last time we talked about it.
Right.
That's what we were going for, and we agreed upon it. But guess what? When I went to the agenda meeting on March 4th, it wasn't that it was anything. You added another, no, I'm not saying you, somebody added 65 more acres that could be built on Route 9. For whatever reason, guess what? That doesn't smell, the coffee smell to me. I'm gonna tell you, something doesn't smell right. We were okay with going to the council and voting for a little time. It was presented to us that it was going to be a tactic to go to Hope's Chapel to see if we could make a deal with them. Evidently, it didn't happen. I don't know what happened, what didn't happen, but all I know is that we were okay with the 10 acres just to buy time. Now, we're going to use it to buy time to say, look, to the judge that we're going to turn around and present this, so we're moving forward in good faith. Nobody up on this day, nobody wants 8,000 more units, and everybody knows it. But the mayor put out this nice little mailer to everybody that we were for 8,000 units, this and that. And once I told them, they told Township property, and guess what, we weren't for that. They were all like eating out of my hand because they understood the facts. The problem is that we don't know the facts. Everybody's saying it. I don't know what to read anymore, what to believe. I mean, everybody in my neighborhood is coming by and dropping all the stuff off. Oh, what is this about? They say, what do you think? So I totally want to make sure, perfectly clear, that this is the first reading that we're going for tonight for those, and this is only to show good faith going forward. That's all it is.
I would like to ask Chris, you've never heard of the affordable housing line? You've never dealt with that as you're an affordable housing attorney, correct? I've heard. That's your specialty?
I've heard a lot of affordable housing work.
because this nonprofit works all over with all municipalities, and speaking with the CFO and looking at their projects, it seems like a perfect fit for us. But they do not donate money to campaigns, and they're not going to bring any votes in as developers. Consider, but it sounds like a perfect fit. If you brought that up to a judge, I think if we had a presentation with these folks, and you took that to a judge and said, listen, we're working with these people, and you brought their PowerPoint with them, I think we can get the extension that I've asked for 5 times over the last 3 months, which we were never able to get, and you never even asked for in December. And then 2 weeks later, 2 weeks later, 2 weeks later, the extensions I said apply to the court. But, oh, we'll never get it. We'll never. But you never even tried. And now it's the 11th hour. So I think we should look into this. Try and bring an alternative. I know nothing about it, but I can say, if we vote yes or we vote no, he's going to pin this on us, and that's what he's doing. He's campaigning like he did last night. Thank you.
Chris just filed a motion today. He filed a motion for an extension today. There was no builder's lawsuit. No builder's lawsuit's been filed. Ask him. Ask him if he mentioned any lawsuit in the last few days in the pleadings that he filed today.
No, his silence says it all.
And Mr. Penny is a liar.
Silence is the sound of submission. Thank you.
The silence is a reflection of an attorney's legal advice in executive session concerning legal decisions. I am happy to come back and speak at any time in executive session as to our legal strategy, the legal strategy of the township. I am always happy to facilitate that, and I have always facilitated that when I've been requested to come back. I just want to reflect.
That is wonderful, and we're grateful, but you gotta talk to the mayor to have us included. Robert or Tom, you have to have them included in these negotiations going forward. You have to, because otherwise,
I think what's appropriate at this point, if there are any questions for our firm, we take directives. This is, if you had any questions,
I would give you a directive to contact this guy tomorrow, tonight. Leave a message on his voicemail. He'll call you in the morning. Look at his website tonight.
I just want to, if there are any other questions for me, I want to take them now because I don't want to have to labor the meeting. If you're talking about litigation strategy,
The only thing I have to say is if he wants us to vote, where'd he go? Okay, well, he has to be here when I say it, so I'll hold that.
But the thing, just so that everybody that's in the council meeting here tonight knows that when we vote on this thing, this is just to give us an extension so that we can go to the judge and say, listen, we need more time to come up with an alternative. It's not that we're going to build on it, it's just that we're going into it and say, look, we're looking at other options.
I don't think we have any more questions for you this evening. Okay, thank you. Okay. So
for the sake of the order, can we just close the public comments since it?
Yes.
Comment.
I need a motion to close the public comment. Yeah.
My name is Michael Messina, I live at 3478 DeCarry Avenue, proud owner in Lake Ridge. And we have Lake Ridge people here tonight. So if we were, and we heard a lot of good things, I think Tom brought up a very good point, if there was an opportunity to just have affordable housing and not build, you use the number, 200 versus 800, 1,000 in total. Lake Ridge is, the 2 parcels of land that are being spoken about around Lake Ridge total 46 acres. When you do the math, 46 acres will sustain the 16 lots per acre. Now, what we're hearing is, why would we develop 46 acres of land if we could do 9 acres of land on Route 9, or we can have another parcel of land that would be substantially less? So that's the first question I have. It's not for an answer. It's just everyone would like as little building as possible. I think everyone in that, I see everyone shaking their head. So it's 9 acres on 9 of affordable housing, and you do the math, 9 times 16 fulfills the requirement to the state, that should be explored. If you can find another builder that would do it and minimize the acreage that's being taken up and being developed to everyone's dismay, that would be a great solution.
And we got another 40 to 50 down here.
There might be other options as well that we can bring to the table. We didn't explore all the options yet.
So, but I had one question.
Okay.
The 9 acres on 9 would fulfill the requirement at 100%, we get that.
Right.
What I'm hearing is the plan has 65 more acres involved.
There's another piece of parcel that's adjacent to them that they lumped in with that 10
And that's the confusing part. If you need Hope's Crossing and that bailed out, if you need 9 acres on 9 and that would fulfill the requirement, why is there 65 more acres? I think the mayor said that's a backup to the backup.
It's township property.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's township property.
Right. But did we file for an extension? Yes. Everyone
Today.
can agree with that, right? We filed for an extension. Now, I think the quandary right now is, what is the status of that? And there is no status tonight that anyone could say, it's been granted or not been granted. Now, builder's remedy probably can't take place until the court rules whether the extension was okay or not.
That's not true.
I'm sorry? I'm sorry, so builder's remedy, someone tomorrow can build 8,000 lots. 8,000, which is a ridiculous number to put 8,000. Because no one's building 8,000 tomorrow. But you're saying that while we're filing for an extension, builder's remedy could be in play. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying
No,
that,
yes or no? Is that what you're saying?
yes.
Okay.
Builder's remedy is in effect even before the extension is ruled on,
And
yes.
if an extension is granted, that falls away.
No.
Oh, builder's remedy stays even though we get an extension?
Builder's remedy is effective on the date of the filing. So if no deal was reached on the date of the filing, then it is treated as if there was no deal in place and they're permitted to continue.
Okay. But the judge told my understanding. My time's up.
No, just finish up.
Yes, sir.
Just finish up.
My understanding is, had we filed for the extension sooner, we may not have had this problem. Right? So we were told that no extensions get granted, but yet a judge told us to file for an extension.
Yeah. Before that.
Is that true or not true?
That's because Mike, everything is urgent,
Well, it's
and that's,
last minute gun to the head.
yeah, exactly.
All right, okay,
All right,
thank
my
you.
time is up, thank you.
All right, so I need to close public comment now. I need a motion to close public comment.
A second. Wait a second. All in favor?
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none.
Now we need a vote for the ordinance that was read into the record that was introduced onto the floor tonight.
I have to address the mayor in regards to the letter, the false letter that he put out to the entire town, the false email, and the false text. If he wants us to vote on this, he's got to send out an apology letter to the entire town. For all of us, for us. He didn't send it out for Harry.
All right, so you need a motion then.
No, he wants a motion to vote on
Yeah.
the new ordinance. I'm not voting on it until I get an agreement from the mayor to retract the false letter that he put out to every single person. The hate mail. I know that's what he wants.
Nothing to do with what this ordinance is.
Yes, it has everything to do with it,
Did you
man.
give me an apology?
It wasn't so, Council President,
You're the one who started
I would
pushing first.
suggest,
No, you did, Mike.
I would suggest either taking a vote or taking a recess.
I think we'll take a recess till the mayor's back.
When did the whole crossing, the whole avenue?
I will make a motion on this ordinance to accept it.
Okay? Okay. Council, a motion was made to approve the ordinance brought to the floor by Councilwoman O'Toole, seconded by Councilman Faber. Councilwoman O'Toole?
Yes.
Councilman Faber?
Yes.
Councilman Bradley?
Steve, this is a first reading.
This is a first reading only, yes.
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini,
Yes.
Council Vice President Iverson,
Since it's a first reading, yes.
Council President Ciccozzi.
Reluctantly, yes. And like I said before, it's the first time that we're seeing this with everything else. So, I'm doing it for the good of the town, and to save the town.
And Councilman Coleman. I heard him, for the record, he said yes. Councilman Coleman.
Can you ask him to repeat?
Councilman Coleman, can you repeat your vote? Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse me, could you just tell me when Hope's Crossing pulled out of the deal?
We never, I asked for proof of that.
Okay.
Multiple times, was never given so much as a single piece of paper. There was never any proof for us that Hope's Crossing pulled out.
Okay. Moving on, item number 9 is an ordinance of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, authorizing the mayor to execute and the township clerk to attest to a renewal lease agreement with Dockside Marina LLC to lease a section of block 1097.01, lot 72, for township operated recreational kayak launch.
We're going to table this one because we didn't discuss this, and we didn't even have an agenda meeting, so I need to know more about it. I have the block, but I want to know the location, the term of lease, and everything.
Can we have a motion to table?
Yes. I'll make the motion. Is there a second? I'll second. Okay, roll call, please.
Motion to table was made by Council President Ciccozzi, seconded by Councilman Bianchini. Council President Ciccozzi.
Unfortunately, we didn't know that, sir.
Well, why didn't you ask?
Because we just got it
This has
tonight.
been going on for years.
Okay.
You should have known this.
I didn't know. That's what
Why didn't you call me and ask? You called Anthony.
We're not voting no.
We just got it today, okay?
We're not voting no.
I got it last night.
Okay.
That's not true.
We're not voting
I
no,
got it on
sir.
Friday.
There's a lot of things in here that we haven't been able to flesh out. We're not voting no. If it's as straightforward as you say, of course it'll be approved, okay?
All right. Okay.
Okay. So, for the record, it was still, and Council President, you can, it was a motion to table by yourself and seconded by Councilman Bianchini. So, this is a first reading, thank you. So, okay, so we'll continue with the table?
Correct.
Okay. Again, motion to table was made by Council President Ciccozzi, and Council President Ciccozzi, your vote?
Yes to table.
Councilman Bianchini?
Yes.
Councilman Bradley, to table.
Yes, to table.
Council Vice President Iverson.
Yes, to table.
Councilman Coleman. Councilman Aber.
No.
Councilwoman O'Toole. All right, that brings us to the consent agenda. All matters listed under the item consent agenda will be enacted by one motion in the form listed below. There will be no separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired on any item, that item will be discussed separately.
All right. We have a bunch here that we want to table until the next meeting, and I think Councilman Bradley is going to read them out.
Yeah, we'll do that one at the end. Want to do these ones at the end?
At the end, yeah. So we're on the consent agenda. So I think what, D? Yeah, please. Okay.
Table B, D, H, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, and that's it.
Okay.
So,
We can't just vote yes
I'll make
across
it-
the board like some people do because we need to flesh these out. We actually want to know what we're voting on. So we
I'll make a
apologize.
motion to table what Councilman Iverson called out.
Okay, so I will read it into the record again for everyone. The motion to table was made by Councilman Ciccozzi, and that was to table items B, D, H, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, and R. Is there O? And item O. And that motion was made by Councilman Ciccozzi. We need a second.
Is there a second,
I'll
please?
second, I'll second.
Seconded by Councilman Bianchini. Councilman Ciccozzi.
Yes, to table.
Councilman Bianchini.
Yes.
Councilman Bradley.
Yes.
Council Vice President Iverson.
Yes to table.
Councilman Coleman. Councilman Eber. Councilwoman O'Toole. Okay, so now we have to take a vote on the balance of the consent agenda, the remaining items, which
A, C, E, F, G, I, S, T, U, V, W. Is that correct?
okay, let me just confirm. Okay, so the motion to approve the balance of the consent agenda consisting of items, again, for the record, A, C, E, F, G, I, S, T, U, V, and W.
I believe that's correct.
Okay, we need a motion and a second.
Motion.
I'll second.
Motion was made by Councilman Eber, seconded by Councilman Bianchini. Councilman Eber to approve the listed items.
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini.
Yes.
Council Vice President Iverson.
Yes.
Council President Ciccozzi.
Yes.
Councilman Coleman. Councilman, I believe I called Councilman Eber, but one more time, Councilman Eber.
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole. And Councilman Bradley.
Yes.
Moving on to the reports.
You didn't get a chance to say words. Why you leaving?
You have, who has something to say? Or Dennis, come forward.
In public comment?
No,
This
it's
is-
not public.
It's not public comment portion.
Okay.
So, moving on to the, all right, go
Can I
ahead.
make a comment on S?
Oh,
Very fast. I just thank you because I think Robert or others have told me that if we don't get this thing moving fast with this new contractor, we're going to lose the money for the state. On S, this is on the boardwalk
The
extension.
boardwalk extension,
Yeah, so,
Early Beach.
and you voted yes on that one, I believe?
Yes.
So thank you, because we got to get this thing moving as fast as we can. I don't know why the contractor changed, I know there was a reason.
Yeah, it's costing
I know
us
there's
about
$800,000
They weren't going to meet spec. So they bid it with there were certain bid specs, and then they bid it low, and then they come back and they say, oh, we're going to do this different, that different, the other thing different. You know, you have a choice. You could either give them the change order, or you could go with the next highest bidder. And if somebody pulls that kind of stuff with you at the beginning, they're likely to continue pulling that.
I'm saying thank you for
You're
moving
welcome.
this forward. It's critical that it's done. It's a shame that Dockside didn't want it, because now people aren't gonna get their pipes.
Do you think we could, do you think you could reconsider this, Dave? This is something that the prior administration put in place. The kayak launch has been there for a long time.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a lot of angry residents up there.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're okay with the residents being upset?
No, I'm not okay not getting
For 2 weeks, there might be 1 or 2. for the
on the
next 2 weeks.
agenda.
Oh, no, they're gonna go nuts up there. You'll see.
I know there's multiple agendas
Okay.
out there, but I have just a question on.
But wait a minute, Mr. Clark, we're not doing public.
No, we're not doing public comment. We're not.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
It's coming.
The agenda that I have, it's S, and it has to do with the boardwalk and ordinance, so. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
You can, I believe Council President had it, so you can ask questions on the consent agenda, but there was really no discussion on anything.
Yeah.
But you can,
Yeah, I don't want to discuss anything.
Okay, state your name for the record.
My name is Tracy Fournier.
Okay.
What is item E?
E?
That's the donation of Tom Kelleher's vehicle.
The 2003 Crown Vic?
It's got 70,000 miles on it. It's a 2005, and it's going to the Pleasant Plains so they can use it as an emergency vehicle. So sometimes when you call for an ambulance, there might be ambulances out or wherever, and if it doesn't require an ambulance, they would respond. So it's called a first responder car. We have a bunch of them with low mileage on it. They're still good that don't get utilized, so we donate them. That was Tom's car.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Moving on?
Mayor Tom Kelly.
now we're on to the reports. No, there are no reports this evening.
So, bills?
Yes, we're moving on to the bills.
Okay. I need a motion.
Motion to move the bills.
Is there a second?
I'll second it. Motion was made to approve the bills by Council Vice President Iverson, seconded by Councilman Bradley. Council Vice President Iverson.
Yes.
Councilman Bradley.
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini.
Yes.
Council President Ciccozzi.
Yes.
Councilman Coleman.
Yes.
Councilman Haber.
I have to abstain from 4 of them. PO 26-01311, 26-01071, 26-01072, and 26-01073. Vote yes on all of those.
And Councilman O'Toole. So that would bring us to the elected officials' comments.
Well, public comments, we keep moving it up to elected, but in the confusion tonight and the extra talking, we had 2 resolutions prepared to read in at tonight's council meeting, so we're going to do it now, okay, before the end of the meeting. So who wants to go first? Okay.
I'll read the thing in its entirety into the record. Bear with me, please. Resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, rescinding prior authorization for payment of bills between meetings and addressing unauthorized payment to Shore Media and Marketing LLC, March 25th, 2026. Whereas by resolution dated January 14th, 2026, the Township Council authorized the Chief Financial Officer to approve and issue payment of certain bills between scheduled council meetings subject to subsequent council review and approval. And whereas said authorization is intended to prevent delays in payment while preserving the town council's exclusive authority to approve disbursement of public funds, and whereas a purchase order number 26-00223 was issued to Shore Media and Marketing LLC for advertising/marketing services, which included invoices identified as TRNJ-2025-009, TRNJ-2025-010, TRNJ-2025-011, and TRNJ-2025-012, each in the amount of $3,666, totaling $14,664. And whereas a check amount of $14,664 was issued and paid to Shore Media and Marketing LLC on February 11, 2026, and whereas February 11, 2026 was the date of the scheduled Township Council meeting at which said payment was to be included on the bill list, but the meeting was canceled and no council action was taken, and whereas as a result, payment was made without approval by the Township Council, and whereas said payment did not appear on the February 25th, 2026 bill list presented to the Town Council, and whereas said payment was later included on the March 11th, 2026 bill list, at which time the Town Council did not approve the payment, and whereas the Town Council was not informed prior to or during the February 11th, 2026 disbursement that the payment had already been made, and whereas during the March 11, 2026 meeting, statements were made suggesting that failure to approve payment would expose the township to liability despite the fact that the payment had already been issued, and whereas the Town Council finds that the issuance of said payment without council approval and the failure to disclose such payment in a timely and transparent manner constitutes a breakdown in financial controls and governance. And whereas the Town Council further finds that continuation of the prior authorization permitting payments between meetings under these circumstances is not in the best interest of the township. Now therefore be it resolved by the Township Council of Tom's River, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey as follows. The Town Council hereby rescinds and terminates the authorization granted by resolution dated January 14, 2026, permitting the Chief Financial Officer to approve and issue payments between meetings. The Township Council formally declares that the payment of $14,664 to Shore Media and Marketing LLC was made without council approval and subsequently not approved by council at its March 11, 2026 meeting. The Town Council directs that no payment shall be made absent prior council approval except as may be expressly required by law or subsequently authorized by resolution. Chief Financial Officer, Business Administrator, and Township Attorney are hereby directed to review this matter and report to the Town Council regarding no later than April 8, 2026 council meeting, the circumstances under which the payment was authorized and issued, compliance with applicable laws, policies, and internal controls, and any recommended corrective or remedial actions. The Town Council further directs that all future bill lists shall fully and accurately disclose all payments made, including any payments issued prior to council review and an explanation of said payment. Certified copy of this resolution shall be provided by the Office of the Township Clerk to Mayor Dan Rodrick, Town Council, Business Administrator, Township Attorney, and the Chief Financial Officer.
So we should call the CFO up right now so that you can explain. No, you have to, or we won't be able to make payroll. Okay, no, yes. You have to allow the CFO to speak. You have to allow the CFO to speak. You have to allow the CFO, come on up. Come on up, no. We are going to pay our employees. We are going to pay our employees. No, don't sit down. Don't sit down. Explain to them whether or not you're going to be able to make payroll without that resolution. Explain that to them, please.
No.
If you go near her,
Sit down.
She's not going to be able to make payroll to the police or to any other employee without the prepaid provision. She's not going to be able to make payroll.
This does not pertain to the...
Yes, it does.
It doesn't... Okay. When Roderick had the meetings once a month, the bills got paid. Now they can't? We're authorizing the payment of the payroll, of course, and the electric bill.
Okay, so is there a second, please? Okay, roll call, please.
Can you give the microphone, please, to the CFO? Thank you.
You don't run the meeting. You don't run the meeting.
Neither do you.
William.
Neither do you. You're
But if you can do it, I can do it, and every idiot in this room can do it.
No, you can't take the microphone away from the CFO.
Please sit down. Please sit down.
Explain to him that you're gonna make payroll. Can't make payroll.
Please sit down.
Thank you.
Can't hear you.
So,
It takes away her ability to prepay. She won't be able to pay the electric bills, she won't be able to pay employees, she won't be able to pay anybody. You guys are such morons.
So when you only had one meeting a month, how were you able to pay?
I'm prepaying, you fucking idiot. I'm prepaying, you gotta prepay. You gotta be able to prepay the cops, all the personnel.
Sit down, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, the union's gonna end up suing us now too, along with your developer friends. You can't even, you cannot make this up. You just can't make it up.
Roll call, please.
You can't make it up. Lie? The CFO just told you she can't make payroll without being any proof later. What happens when payday comes before the meeting? You gotta be kidding me.
Council President, could you, I'm just asking, would you like to take a recess and discuss this with the attorney?
No.
Or with the CFO herself?
No.
No, you're just, okay.
I think if police officers and people like that are not going to be getting
They're not gonna get
I
paid.
think
You can always be a resolution next in 2 weeks from now after you have a good legal opinion. Don't be an idiot and cut the shit. You gotta pay the employees.
Go ahead.
You gotta pay employees. You
Roll call,
morons.
please.
All right, well, we need a motion on that.
Gentlemen, I'm sorry.
This wasn't meant to withhold payment.
That's what it does.
We're gonna do a quick amendment.
You don't have an amendment, you moron.
Already paid.
You don't have an amendment. What's your amendment? Everybody but what?
Let's keep the personal attacks.
Okay, oh my God. Why don't you just wait 2 weeks and you can pay it away in 2 weeks after you discuss it with an attorney? Talk to an attorney, you can wait 2 weeks and take their right to get paid away in 2 weeks from now. But right now, it's last minute, you're not thinking about what you're doing as always. Like when you got us sued with a builder's development remedy, same thing, when you're not putting your thoughts into things.
Roll call, please.
Oh my God.
All right, I did get a motion, someone needs to make a
There's no
Bradley
Oh my God.
and Bianchini seconded.
Oh my God.
Councilman Bradley,
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini,
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole,
No, absolutely not.
Councilman Madison,
Yes.
Councilman Aber,
No.
Councilman Ciccozzi,
Yes.
and Councilman Coleman. Can you repeat yourself, Councilman?
We have another resolution.
Okay, we have a resolution number 2026, Township of Toms River, Ocean, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, resolution reserving the right of the Township Council to issue factual responses to mayoral communications and establishing personal financial responsibility for the unauthorized municipal mailings. Whereas the Township Council of the Township of Toms River has observed a series of letters and mailers sent by Mayor Dan Rodrick to Township residents containing information the Council believes to be misleading or inaccurate regarding affordable housing obligations and municipal planning, and
Keep going, keep reading, Tom.
is this this how you act at school board meetings? Up where you,
I'm not on the school board, Tom.
no, I mean up where you're verbally talking.
No, they would make their payroll stop.
Whereas the council.
Don't give me a chance, Tom. Be a liberal, like your liberal friends, and don't give me a chance to speak. Shut me down. Don't pay the employees.
Mayor, you'll speak at
Get
the
sued
end.
by the press and don't pay their advertising bills because you don't like the story they write.
Mayor,
Whereas the council finds it necessary for the preservation of public trust to provide residents with factual, transparent, and timely responses to such communications, and whereas the use of taxpayer-funded resources for what may be characterized as political or non-essential messaging is a matter of significant public concern and potential ethical violations under the New Jersey Local Government Ethics Law, and whereas the Township Council is the legislative body of the township with the authority to control and regulate municipal finances. Now, there be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey as follows. Right to response. Township Council hereby reserves the right to authorize and issue official council fact-check mailings or digital communications to residents in direct response to any letters or mailers issued by the office of the mayor that the council seems inaccurate. Coordination requirement. The mayor and the township administration are hereby directed to coordinate all mass municipal mailings with the township council and the office of the municipal clerk to ensure the accuracy of information and the appropriate use of public funds. Personal financial responsibility in the event that the mayor or the administration fails to coordinate such mailings or uses municipal funds for mailers without explicit council authorization or in violation of state ethics guidelines, the mayor shall be held personally responsible for the total cost of printing, postage, and distribution of such mailings. Enforcement. The Township Chief Financial Officer, CFO, the Township Attorney are hereby authorized to take all necessary actions including the filing of ethics complaints with the New Jersey Local Finance Board or pursuing legal reimbursement to recover any misappropriated funds from the mayor personally. Distribution. A copy certified of this resolution shall be provided to the mayor, Dan Rodrick, the business administrator, township attorney, and chief financial officer.
And you think that you're going to be able to stop me from sending a letter to the public with that? Is that what you think? You think you're going to be able to stop me from sending a letter to the public with this resolution? It's toothless like your fellow friends.
Councilman Iverson?
Yes.
Councilman Bradley, did you second it?
Yes.
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini?
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole? Councilman Avery? Councilman Ciccozzi?
yes.
And Councilman Coleman?
So ridiculous. Your resolution doesn't supersede state statute, my friend. You gotta start talking to an attorney other than Ann Hamilton
Okay, now we're on
Pascal.
public comments.
She's a workers' comp attorney.
Okay, public comment, please.
I'm heading out.
Come forward, state your name. Thank you.
No, I'm not staying with him from you. I'm gonna get there and talk 6 times and tell lies without me
Mayor,
responding.
please.
Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
I'd
Thank
be
you.
the coward and sit down for once, man. You go campaign, right?
Carlos, sir, don't respond to it. Thank you.
Nobody actually wants it here, so this is a good thing.
No problem. So, first and foremost, today, I'm taking the power for her to pay all these bills. What you guys should have done is take all the power to pay all the essential, well, not essential bills, but like the lease and everything like that. She can have power to do that. But like any
He's
bill,
gonna pay them, Carlos.
yeah.
Everybody knows they're getting paid. Come on, Dorothy.
I'm not authorized.
You're gonna pay
to
them.
disperse any funds. I will not.
We all know that this is just a bunch of his
I will
hoo-ha.
not pay for
Okay, all right, listen, it's not a discussion. Carlos, finish up. Finish up your statement,
You
please.
know, the problem you guys have is if there's any bills Bills, that's not payroll. Bills, you guys pre-approve. Payroll, that's a simple thing. So,
You didn't say payroll.
you know,
Payroll is on the bill list and it's authorized by the
Okay.
governing body.
That's your interpretation, not
So we
ours.
gotta
Okay.
break that
All right,
up.
finish up, please.
So that's that. Second thing, look at that, guys. Today we had the reporter here. Still looking like Jersey Shore TV show. Hey guys, you guys are doing a lot better. Sir, I would not like to be in your shoes because you see the township, they got something against you. The people have something against you. I would find, another attorney. And I would suggest you guys look for another attorney. I really hope that attorney doesn't agree with you or agree with him. I want an attorney that is going to, hey, this is the best solution for the town, let's get it done. I keep telling you guys, I'm not a businessman like you guys, I'm not the way you guys are, but I conduct my business a lot better than you guys. Moral, ethic, on every level right now. The other thing is, on the affordable homes. If it's true what Mr. Tom says, that this company will come and build, let's sit down and talk about it. To the fact that that's our area, sir, that most of these buildings and stuff is going to go up. I don't know if been on my partner's business, but we got a lot of buildings going on. I'm 9 on both sides, and I'm behind 70. So we got a lot of stuff going on, and it's not the regular everyday people getting into these houses. So you guys got to get on board with everything. And I said it to you guys, look for Plan B solution. Plan B should have been done 2 meetings ago. But instead, you guys want to keep arguing with the mayor on who's one and what's what. And we didn't get to nothing at all. And now this judge had to come and tell us what to do because you guys didn't submit what everyone behind here asked you guys to submit. Besides that, thank you guys. Have a great day.
Dennis Galante, about 49 George Report. Your resolutions that you just read into the record, there is no record. So,
Yep,
it's irrelevant.
just like everything else.
Okay, you need to go out to the YouTube or whatever the record is of this meeting, and may I suggest you can pay Paul Wayne?
What's that?
I think you said you can pay Paul Williams, he's videoing the meeting. So where is your record if there is any legal consequences, if there is any liability, anything at all? Where is the record of any of this?
Will the township attorney answer that? Do you have any comment
No, I
on
don't want to
that?
answer.
No? Okay.
Your executive session resolution, you failed again. You failed again. I brought this to your attention the last meeting that you are required from the Open Public Meetings Act, you violated the law again, that you did not read it into the record. You have to read the criteria into the record. And then what you did is you discussed an ordinance of first reading.
Who's supposed to read it in the record? Council president or the clerk?
The clerk, and then the attorney's supposed to oversee that it's done properly.
Okay.
All right. You wasted 45 minutes discussing an ordinance of first reading that shouldn't have been discussed at all whatsoever, and you basically gave the public the criteria of which part of what you discussed in the executive session. That's a question, is that correct?
Wasn't an idea.
Okay, but that's what happened. I don't think that's legal either. Well, what do I know? The procedure, the lack of the process, the lack of the way things are done here is totally ridiculous. This is like, I'm waiting for you to all pick up chairs, start throwing at each other, like the British Parliament did when they argued with one, okay? So, what happened to the ordinances of first reading that were on the agenda last meeting that got tabled that weren't put forward to this meeting? And there, several were pretty important, use of township vehicles, okay? I don't.
That was going to be discussed last Wednesday at the agenda meeting. but only the clerk was at the meeting, so we couldn't proceed with anything.
Right, you also had the benefits for the MUA.
Yeah,
You know, these are big issues that are brought up all the time, but they're never, don't seem to be.
well, they're going to come up again, and hopefully this coming Wednesday, the department heads will be at the agenda meeting, or we're going to have another problem.
You keep pushing things forward and forward without the resolve of the issues, just like all the consent agenda items that you table.
Well, what do you suggest as I do as a how do I enforce it? Tell me.
I'm not blaming you.
Okay.
Not at all. I was blaming the whole picture. Nothing seems to be getting done right. The legalese, the way executive session, you know, discussing ordinances just disappearing. Oh, and by the way, the 200-foot notice, okay, from your procedure on the last meeting. I brought up to you a statute. Did anybody investigate it? Did anybody look at it? That you should not even have gone forward with those ordinances, with a discussion, with a vote, anything whatsoever by statute, if the 200-foot notice was deficient and who was responsible for that, then none of this should have been even discussed. And as I promised, Mr. Penny, I have you the statute. I'll give it to the clerk, he can give it to you. And please read it, okay? I'm going to over this in the future, so don't put it in your round file. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
This is such a clown show.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Dick Bates, 350 Folks Drive. Myself and my other residents of Folks Drive. We're a little concerned about the possibilities of them constructing a synagogue at 361 Coates. My family passed away. This is the first family passed away for the past couple of years. Children sold the property. The person that bought the property now is completely gutted.
Are there permits posted? Is there a yellow card in the window?
There's a building permit in the window, but I don't believe it's for a synagogue. I think it's for a residential.
And what's that address again, please?
361 Gulch Drive. I believe the ordinance calls it a K over the C.
See.
I believe the ordinance calls it 2 acres for a synagogue. This is just a little over the 4 acres. It's a corner lot. It was originally a 3-bedroom ranch. Now it's been completely flooded, and it looks like it's being turned into a synagogue.
I don't have any knowledge of this, but I'm definitely going to look into it. Did you, I guess we have to go for the permit to see what's written on the permit.
The demolition process required 5 full 40 cubic yard dumpsters before you pull out there and complete site.
And nothing else on that?
The plumber was there the other day, and I say plumber because he had PVC pipe on the top of his truck. He had about 200-foot PVC pipe, and he used all of it inside that structure.
Still have to look into it, that's what we got, off the top of my head.
So your concern is what's going in there?
I believe
It is a synagogue. I spoke with the construction company that was doing that, and I was just there by accident, and he told me that they're demolishing and making that into a synagogue.
Beginning of February, I was out on my lawn, picking up the leaves, and a bunch of vehicles started pulling up and putting sleeping apparatus in the house, holding down sleeping bags, air mattresses, regular mattresses, literally all over the house.
So this is during the demolition, or is it sheetrock up now, or anything, or?
It's like it's all finished, ready to move in.
Do you have the lot number by any chance?
Yes.
The lock is 57110, and the lot is 23.
Okay. Is that in your? Oh, it's your board.
Yeah, it used to be more than the reads. Now,
That's all colonial, right?
No, it's all free home, old free home
All right, so we'll look into it. Leave your phone number with the clerk, and Councilman Bradley will be in touch with you. Okay, we'll look at it after the meeting.
Good for you, because it's happening all over town, that's why my house is for sale.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I'm glad that you mentioned that, because what's going on with the LLC rentals,
All
and things
over.
like that, all over, is, in my opinion, it's affecting us more than the affordable housing. Because on my street, I live off Brookside, behind Wendy's, off 37, and we have 5 homes in our neighborhood that changed the whole character of our neighborhood with the amount of cars, the robo-cans, and there's no inspections, So we'll look into it. We got your phone number. Councilman Bradley will be in touch with you.
Take his card, take his card.
Sir, if someone wants to come up, I have a bunch of cards here.
Okay, please, thank you.
Got it, so.
Good for you.
Of course, yeah, we have that. Okay. Well, before the end of the meeting, we'll get it, we didn't forget. Good evening.
Hi, I'm Lori Grabowski, and I just want clarification on that. If some members think that the police and other people won't get paid, and I think you were saying Sure Media LLC is the one that won't get paid. It's not the employees of the town.
That's correct.
Yes.
You're lying.
Okay.
I don't understand that.
So,
It is clear how the.
okay, all right.
We want the employees to get paid, but we don't want other individuals.
I can't say.
I understand what you're saying.
Okay, this isn't the time right now, okay?
Because you don't want them to know the truth.
Okay, so then the other reason I'm up here is I wanted to find out what you tabled, J. It's right near my church, so I want to know what's going on. It's, my church is 188, and this address is 180.
So, guarantees for a major site plan known as Block 529, is that the one?
Yeah, no, wait, this resolution of the town council, let's see. Release and maintenance guarantees for a major site plan known as Block 52904, Lot
Okay.
16 on
So-
Route 37.
We didn't have an agenda meeting last week or up to this, so the way it usually goes, the township engineer's there, the lawyer's there, the business administrator's there, and then whatever has to go on the agenda, they tell us it's this, and then we ask them questions about this, so we understand it 100%. So all the things that we tabled until the next agenda meeting, I hope, everyone will show up at Wednesday at 4 o'clock. We'll discuss this, and then the following week, they'll be on the agenda.
Okay, because like it does say, a major site plan known as, I don't know what the plan is, you know.
So, no, this means that it's already done.
Yeah.
And
So it was cleaned up or something, because I could see that it's not, there's a lot of trees down, you know, whatever.
okay. Well, I'll make a point to go by and look at it. All right, thank you. Good evening.
Hi, Julianne, 69 Cedar Grove Road in Township. I just wanted to comment about the clown show and the circus meeting that we had 2 weeks ago with the out-of-control mayor interrupting and disrupting the public meeting. And one of the comments that he made during that meeting was that he has freedom of speech. But I don't think he has a freedom to actually disrupt and interfere with the conducting of a public meeting. and taking it over and over-talking every other person, whether it's a council member or a resident, so that nobody else can be heard in the room. His behavior is totally out of control. He's totally inappropriate, and his allies on this council, including Mr. Aker, Ms. O'Toole, and Mr. Coleman, should be ashamed of themselves that they would align themselves with this type of behavior and think it's appropriate in a public meeting. I've lived in this town since childhood. I've been to other council meetings under other mayors, and I've never seen anybody act in this manner. A caged animal acts better than this particular mayor in these public meetings. But he made a comment not only that he has freedom of speech, but that he couldn't be thrown out because the chief of police is his employee. Well, I have to say that that's a flawed argument, because let's just say he's already completely out of control. And let's just say that escalates a little bit more and he becomes violent, or he decides to bring a weapon into this room. So does that then mean that the police are not going to be able to implement the law and either escort him out or arrest him for illegal behavior just because he's the mayor? So it's a ridiculous statement he made. This man has a serious problem. I'm really surprised that his close allies and his family have not urged him to get professional help. And it's to the point that it is completely out of bounds. I mean, nobody acts in this capacity as a leader of a town. Nobody acts like this. And the people that are on this council that condone it and are complicit and are allowing it, you need to be taken to task also, and you need to look at your own moral compass and your own ethics, because it's that goes for the township attorney too, because this behavior needs to be reined in. It also is not appropriate for us to be coming as the residents of this town to come to every meeting now since this year took place and the mayor lost his majority. We have an executive session that's put into the actual meeting.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up, and I'm going to interrupt you. The township attorney, and I mentioned this before, but going forward, you want to explain that?
Well, I thought we were going to, well, there's an idea, but we're going to discuss it with fellow council at the agenda meeting, right? We were thinking of, by statute, executive session has to take place after the commencement of the council meeting. What a lot of other towns do, what I know my town does, they advertise, just do their hypothetical time. So let's say, we say that the council meeting will move up to 6 o'clock, and that will notify in the ad that at 6:30, the general meeting will commence, and at 6 to 6:30, maybe executive session or such. So something like that.
So,
But
good
we
idea.
have to start it, say the pledge of allegiance, and then just go to executive session, So it is.
Basically, we're going to start a half an hour before the meeting.
I mean, my comment is that I just find it odd because I've been to many council meetings under other mayors. I've been coming for 2 years when we had the prior majority in office. They were not having all these executive meetings as part of every single meeting. They were not having this as part of a general meeting. So this seems bizarre.
Okay, thank you.
Jerry Greenberg, 2931 Crestview Lane, and that's in Lake Ridge, in Tubbs River. I want to thank you guys. You guys are up against it. I know you're trying to figure out what to do, but you have no road down. If you're not giving the information, if you have nowhere to go. So I'd like to know, are there consequences that someone, whether they're the mayor or not, cannot just act like that without being taken out? Or if somebody takes him out, that is their job in question. So I wonder if it's always about him controlling like everybody's little puppets and they have to be afraid.
Well, the mayor is here as a guest. Okay, number one, it's the council's meeting, but you see what goes on. So I had no way to enforce his behavior.
I understand.
Okay, you know, and that's what, you know, people say, well, use this.
Doesn't matter.
Really?
Yeah.
If I go like that, then he's going to be quiet, or
If I
somebody
have a
else.
guest for
And
dinner-
he doesn't follow the lead
Right.
of the residents or the other council people.
Right.
Mr. Aber, I don't know the man, and he's been a perfect gentleman up here. And, but I hear you, and I'm at my wit's end.
I feel bad. If he's an invited guest, why don't we not invite him?
It's better without him, correct?
Exactly.
So the executive session was beautiful.
Yeah.
Without him.
Okay.
And I asked that he wouldn't be in there. So it was calm.
Right.
So.
So the meetings would go well too if there was any way that could happen here. But anyway.
That's up to him.
But he's an invited guest.
I know, but he's still gonna come.
I got you. All right, second thing, I just want to know as far as the agenda meeting, shouldn't there be consequences since they work for the residents, they work for the people, that if they don't show up, that there should be consequences for them to just not be able to show up?
The mayor controls the department heads.
Okay, so again, okay, you got nowhere to go. I got
Nowhere to
you.
go.
All right, I just want to know why, with the extension, why 6 days before our last meeting, Judge Gertner had asked that during a case management conference that we should look at getting an extension with no other plans or anything that had to be in place. It was about Hope's Crossing being taken out. So that wasn't brought up to us. That wasn't brought up in regard to Mr. Niverson asking about it. So there's no reason that I believe anything else that's being said, because it constantly is misleading and dishonest. My last one was, how do we go about getting the presentation for the Affordable Housing Alliance to come here?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna invite him, and I encourage everyone to check their website, and you'll see what I saw. And I saw.
Okay, so it happened.
Yeah. I personally spoke to the mayor.
Good. No, I mean, if it happened here, he can't stop it.
He would come and do a presentation for the council and for the town.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well said. Thank you for coming.
Okay.
I'm Matt Morgan Beach.
Good evening.
Just a quick thing, I know I asked when the community that pulled out of the affordable housing thing. Hope's Crossing. I would just like to know, was it before the end of the recall?
No, I don't recall this.
Okay. Because I was just wondering.
It would
if
have
that
been a
was
different
connected to
story.
time between these
It
two
would have
guys.
been a different story if that recall was another month.
I was just curious. And I know in the agenda I asked about S with the Orchid Beach thing. I'd love to see it get done and things like that. But my question is, and I know I came to you, and I'm still not sure I understand, the Friday before the last meeting, it was on the agenda about changing the builder or whatever, contractor. Then when I came to the meeting on Wednesday, it was off the agenda. But then I read Sure Beat the next day that said it was approved. But then I saw it today, that it's on the agenda.
We had nothing to do with the agenda this evening, okay? It would have been discussed last Wednesday if we had an agenda meeting, and I tried to have an agenda meeting on Thursday, Friday, even Monday morning. I was in the clerk's office, and I said, you know, it's still not too late.
But I'm just curious because of the fact it was on the agenda on that Friday. It came off the agenda on Wednesday, not when I was here. And then Sure Beat the next day wrote that it was approved. And I'm sitting there saying, well, they didn't vote Because it could have changed.
They might have been talking to the contractor that was in the second bidder, just confirming that he was still interested in the project. And sometimes it doesn't us, but we have to approve it up here before it's official. So they might have been just working out with the contractor between the first one, making sure that that contractor was avoiding and went with the second place bidder, you know what I'm saying? So it might have been a little bit,
Well, I believe I read it, and I looked it up today that the council approved, so that was just my question.
This has been going on for over 2 years, and with the help of the acting business administrator, you know, it's an urgency, so we don't lose that the $1 million grant and change. So you have to give him credit, okay, and us credit for pushing this forward because it's been delayed. Our township engineer's been working on it, and I guess the original contractor got cold feet. And it gets to, I don't know the whole story.
I'm just concerned because I
speculating.
saw that was off the agenda, so you didn't approve it.
And I'm worried about
It says the
we're going to
council
start,
approved it, but it was on
and then
today's
they're going to
agenda.
have to stop in the middle of June for the whole summer and start up again after Labor Day. You know, it's a mess. They should have been working now.
I'm just concerned about stuff being in the paper that hasn't occurred yet, but okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Yes, good evening.
Irene Watson, Messenger Street. I'd like to address the Meridian lawsuit. It was mentioned in the very beginning of this meeting that Meridian, 5 years ago, filed an application using builder's remedy. Maybe I misunderstood that somebody said this, but I know that is not the case. I started coming to these meetings on a very regular basis when the towers was first introduced by the Observer in the summer of 21. Okay. If you have builder's remedy, you don't have meetings. Now, I do choose to believe what this lawyer said, that they did in fact file a lawsuit under builder's remedy just a day or two ago. Now, going back 5 years, in the summer of 21, the Observer had a picture of the towers, 2 10-story buildings. A small group of people, I was one of the group, got together, we sat on a lawn in the summer and said, we don't want this tower, this is not these towers, this is not right for Tom's River. Somehow, one of us was strong enough to have a special meeting. This room was filled with people who attended it. It was a few hours long. Originally, one of the councilmen, it could have even been the mayor, I'm not really sure, he said, we're going to have the meeting a little bit different. We're going to have the expert witnesses all lined up in front. You're going to get online to them. You're going to ask their questions, and they're going to give you the answers, and that'll be that. The public, the residents that were here said, no, no, no. We want to hear all the questions. We want to hear all the answers. Okay? We did not want this building, this group, and the few hundred that attended that special meeting. I went to Dave Roberts' office. We looked at, another neighbor and I, we looked at the 1979 master plan.
Explain to the audience who David Roberts was. He was the township planner.
Township planner.
And for the redevelopment downtown in this area.
All right. And he's retired.
Yes, at a VA hospital.
Okay. All right. We looked at the 1979 master plan, which was wonderful. They were going to have parks all across, complete with fan shell. It was an amazing plan that they had. Well, unfortunately, it fell through. We brought this plan up to the council. We said, oh, how nice this is. They weren't interested. The other thing that we did not like is the pilot program, payment in lieu of taxes, where the builder would pay $400,000 for 30 years instead of paying a regular tax situation. With that 400,000,
I think
none of it.
I believe that would escalate over the
Okay,
years.
yes, it would go up, you are correct. Okay, 400,000, out of that 400,000, none of it would be going to the school. I asked Matt Lucano, I said, none of it goes to the school? Oh, well, we could consider it. Okay, so, and there was a big argument, not argument, but a presentation by someone said, you're gonna have the towers, the population of the students is gonna go way up, and then we're not gonna have more money to accommodate these students in the Township School District. Okay. Now, the builder, during Motel's debate, there's a debate and one other person, I'm not sure who it was, I watched the whole thing. He presented the new plan for the towers. It was going to be 6 stories, and it was going to be U-shaped, not two buildings. And he showed this, and that this was going to be wonderfully designed. During that debate, he said, "Oh, after this, I'm going to go to a little gathering with people." I knew who the people were that were there. I won't go into that. And lo and behold, they come back, new plan, 6-story building. The picture was here, we looked at it, and they were going to
And the
no doubt.
$5.7 billion dollars in grants.
Okay, no doubt it was beautiful. You voted for it, you liked it. Okay, all right.
On the planning board.
Now, Rodrick, when he was running and he won the primary, Councilman Ciccozzi said if he's elected, he's not getting my cooperation. You're a man of your word. Okay. So,
No, what I said was that if the mayor does something right, I'll agree with him and do it.
You were in a dither. Okay. You stayed with that.
I know,
Okay.
she's wrapping up.
Okay, now, Rodrick came in as mayor, he stopped the bill. Now, the same group that did not want the towers did a 180. They complained about that Mayor Rodrick was going to be wasting the taxpayer dollars on a potential lawsuit. Now, that's done. It's done.
Okay,
Consider the pilot and the money that is going to be spent and a lawsuit. Big difference. Now that's water under the bridge. You can't do anything about it. Past is past. The present is this extension.
Councilman Nyson has a question for you. You're making a lot of statements tonight, and we have to respond.
I want to finish this. This is my last sentence.
Okay, all right, but you're way over.
You're way over time, but I need to ask you a question.
Excuse me, you better pray you get this extension. Trenton isn't going to care at all
Okay.
how many
Can I
arguments
ask
you
you a
have.
question
Because
about
once they
about
say,
monstrosity?
no, it's no,
Giant building?
you're going to have a lot of builder's remedy here, and you won't be able to pay for it.
Excuse me, didn't your husband approve that giant monstrosity that's going on over here by ShopRite? He did, I was there, and he voted on it.
Do you want to change the subject?
No, I'm just asking, did your husband, how did you feel about that? That giant, weird, strange building that's going in over by ShopRite?
Are we staying on the subject or not?
This is, well, yeah.
Okay, and my husband also brought up the fact that they changed the zoning so you could have a religious school in the bank on Washington Street. He picked that out, and guess what?
I changed the zoning?
They changed it back. This was before your time, okay? He did that. Thank goodness, for there would be a religious school in the bank on Washington Street. That's what else he did as a resident.
But are you in agreement with that big monstrosity that your husband approved?
No comment. It is irrelevant.
No, but were you in favor of that? Were you in favor of that?
Mrs. Watson?
No comment? So
Thank you.
That just shows you where your loyalties are. He's a hypocrite.
Go ahead.
Carlos Amaso, one
He
last.
is not a hypocrite.
No,
And can't
you are.
even-
You're a hypocrite.
And can't even
I even want to go home.
Carlos Amaso, and, I have I have 2 things. The first was, what happened, I heard that we got a fine, and I just want to get it clarified, if it was for the vessel, or what was the fine that we had?
Okay, direct the question to me, a fine for where? The part, Clifton?
Yes.
Clifton and Bachelor Street?
Yes, sir.
I don't know anything about it.
We have nothing to do with it.
Okay, but there was a meeting though, correct?
There was a meeting, discussed a draft, and they were supposed to give us the final decision last week, and they're already, 10 days past, and they said they'd give us the final thing, but they told us.
Don't call them.
They told us, we're not calling them.
Okay.
They also told us not to speak about it publicly until.
Okay, all right.
Oh, and Council President, I'm sorry, just for 1 minute, this is a serious procedural issue. I'm getting a lot of nervous texts from employees in the building that are listening, and I just wanted to.
How are they listening if we don't know?
How are they listening when you have the feed?
They're in the building, they're texting each other. There's a few here, then they're texting each other, going around. But my point is.
We're gonna get paid.
My point is, I would like to ask the council if they would like to do some kind of amendment or payroll.
That's what I said. I said, let's amend it to the payroll.
I'm not a councilman, I can't.
No, I said that everybody, oh, that can't be done. That
I'm
can't-
asking you again now.
Did anybody remember hearing me say, let's amend it to the payroll, get me
Okay,
paid?
well, let's do it then.
Yes, all right, we'll do it after public comment, okay? Finish up.
That's the last thing, we don't want the employees not to get paid and the cops not to get paid.
Exactly. And the second thing
I
was.
could probably close the cops in here a couple of bucks if they need.
All right, finish up, Carlos.
And the second thing was, as a guest, the young lady said, the mayor's a guest, I'm a guest. When he acts up, I act up to the time. If the guys tell me to be quiet, I gotta be quiet. If the guys tell me to get out of here, I gotta get out of here. So the rules should not apply just one way. Because to me, if you disrespect me, right? And you blush me and I gotta take it. But if I disrespect you, and then you go to the police station and build a report, because that happened to me. Remember, he went to the police station to build a report. So it's like, I'm kind of confused of how this freedom for all, right, in America, and only one guy is getting everything for himself. Because he attacks everyone here. He has comment on everyone first name to every topic, right? So if we do it to him, it's a terrorist threat. Now, I came before you guys before and said, I was in a meeting when he said he wanted the V-burst, the explosive V-burst, to hand it to his opponents. So it's like, this gotta work both ways. Because if you guys gonna hold me accountable for me saying I'm gonna kill you, for me saying I'm gonna beat you up, guess what? I want you to hold accountable the gentleman that is threatening my life. Because if you push a button, and we are street guys, everyone in here.
Carlos, like I said before,
But I said,
there's no enforcement.
if you push a button, a homicide is only a homicide according to.
Didn't you threaten the cops?
No, that was up like this, and even the chief saw that too. Oh, come on, that was there for me. And I don't. I hold my word accountable for myself, like I said to you.
All right, direct all comments to me. Thank you.
Real quick, you can't, if the majority votes to approve the bills list, right? The majority can also vote to not approve the bills list. But my question is, and I'm blacking this, you can't remove an item from the bills list and vote no on that item without approving the rest of the bills list? And a question for the attorney. Yes. Why wasn't that done?
We've been doing it, and they pay it anyway.
Yeah, they don't
What's
listen.
all the problem with the employees not getting paid? The CFO should have been allowed to come up and speak.
No, we've done that in the past, and what we take off and say no to that network news, whatever, it still gets paid. So what should we do? How can we do it?
Hey, listen to the bills list. We vote no on the.
Okay, we're going to make an amendment, okay, and make it clear.
Do that now.
Okay, after public comment.
Okay, one more person. All right. I ask questions and I don't get answers. I asked about the 200-foot notice in the statute that says you shouldn't have proceeded. I don't get any answers. Does anybody look into it? I'd like an answer.
Dennis, we all know that there's a 200-foot notification statute. We all know that.
Right.
And we all know what's wrong that they weren't notified.
You can't rezone, you can't proceed, you can't.
We
do
totally
anything.
agree with you.
Well, then.
We agree with you.
Wait till this goes to court. You can be for sure, I'm gonna be standing in front of the judge, and I'm gonna cite that statute and see what he thinks about it.
Okay.
That would be great.
That's it. Now, this is the Faulkner Act form of government, and it's not working. I wanna hear what the mayor has to say. I don't know what you gotta do, raise your hand. I don't know what it is, microphone on, microphone off. I want to hear what the mayor has to say. Because under the Faulkner Act, he's steering the ship. He's the administration, you guys do what you do, hear ordinances, approve discussions, and that's what you do. But you have no power other than that. So you have to hear. So that's why this isn't working. And by your own admission, you don't have all the information that you need. I get that. Agenda, meetings, and such. Are the consent agenda items, where you removed all those items, are they on the website? I've asked this question, how many times have I asked this question? Are they on the website?
Yes. They are on.
I can't find them.
They are on the website. I don't know if they were uploaded today. The agenda was uploaded today, but the agenda items are on the website either the day of the meeting or
They're part of
afterwards.
the agenda. They need to be uploaded on Friday, like is required, like is what
Well,
you're
then-
doing. And if you don't make the agenda, and it's not your agenda, you should stop the meeting. You should not hold the meeting.
Okay, well, I didn't want to do that tonight. It was my decision to proceed, because I knew a lot of people were going to be here tonight. We were up against the gun with the affordable housing and all the things. So I had two choices, or we had two choices, either proceed and some things that we knew about, we went ahead with it, and the things that we didn't understand, we took off. So
And
we'll
if
see
they were
what
on the
happens.
website, you would have been able to read, you would have known
Yeah,
all about it.
so
and
we'll
you
see
could
what
have
happens
proceeded.
this Wednesday.
This isn't democracy.
Yeah. Yes, good evening.
Hello, my name's Jen Lang, I live at 37 Cedar Drive. I have a suggestion, to bring in two professional, neutral advisors to these meetings. I feel like
I agree.
this meeting needs a certified parliamentarian because there is no order being followed. You're lucky you haven't had lawsuits for OPMA violations. Lucky. Really lucky.
Say that again, please.
You're lucky you haven't had lawsuits for the Open Public Meeting Act violations that happen at every meeting. And they could still come. Because people have 45 days.
Give me an
Let me finish,
example.
please, Dave. This is my turn to talk.
All right,
And I'm
you got all
trying
the
to
time
give
you
you,
want.
I'm trying to give you,
I'm trying to understand.
I'll stick within my 5 minutes because that's the rules. And I don't want to violate the OPM Act. Hire a certified parliamentarian. Have them sit here at the meetings. They will make sure that proper protocol is followed. That would be their job. And they'd be a neutral party, okay? That wouldn't be swayed by either side that you guys have, okay? Second, you should also have a sergeant of arms. That is also a neutral party. That can help mediate outbursts by anyone in this room, on the dais, or in the audience. And again, someone that doesn't have a side. that is just gonna make sure that these meetings are run properly and are respectful. It can be done. I know Mr. Mark Butter, a former clerk, I believe he used to be a certified parliamentarian, but there's a list of them online. There are some in New Jersey, and they get hired to provide this service. Okay? So please, if you can't do it yourselves, and I think after 3 months, it's kind of clear that no one wants to actually follow these rules, no matter what side you're on up there, okay? No one is following the rules. Get someone that can do it for you, please.
So, those are all good suggestions, but we're not dealing with somebody reasonable.
Who would pay that? Who would pay the
Yeah, and the sergeant of the arms.
Write a resolution.
He's not gonna pay it. He won't pay it.
So the sergeant at arms.
If you put it on a bill list, it can be paid. The way you,
We've tried that.
okay, so
And what if this
when the bill
parliamentarian,
list comes up.
what if Rodrick
Listen,
just runs grandshot right over this parliamentarian?
okay, so,
What happens then?
well, they might not come back. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna,
probably.
if they're,
But-
if that person is treated the way other people are treated, they might not. But at
To be
least
honest,
you make
I've
an
never
effort.
even heard that term, and it sounds like a great idea to me. I would be willing to try it.
So, if someone submits a bill to the town, or to an elected official, and you have an invoice, okay? You can make a motion to add it to the bill list. Am I right, CFO? So, correct. So, if you know it's a legitimate charge, they've given you an itemized bill for services that have been approved to be delivered by resolution of the council, if it is left off of the bill list, you can modify something that's on the agenda. Just like you're about to say you're going to modify a resolution that you proposed, because you got 98% of it right and you left something out.
Okay, so I have a question about the sergeant of arms.
Yes.
Okay, so is that a retired police officer? What's his qualifications or whatever?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay, and then my next question on that is, someone's in the audience, up here, the mayor, anybody that is out of line, and I warn them, please be quiet, you're not following procedures, you're breaking our bylaws. What does that sergeant of arms do? What does he do to that person?
Well, he would enforce the regulations
How?
of the rules that are
How?
in place.
How would he enforce?
Following through between them and the party.
And that person says no, then how?
Physically drag them out?
No one would put hands on anyone. I mean, that's not appropriate.
Okay, so you answered your own question.
He's not gonna go.
What enforcement do I have up here?
Maybe you don't.
Besides,
Maybe what you need to do is when municipal code is violated in this room, you go down to the municipal court and you file a citizen's violation against the person who violates municipal code by disrupting the meetings.
okay.
And then
Good
it
idea.
goes to the court. It's not going to be heard in our court because there's a conflict of interest. They'll kick it to somebody else. But if someone violates a code in the town, any citizen can go to the municipal court and do a citizen's complaint when they violate a code.
Okay, thank you. All right,
Paul,
I think your last one, Paul.
I haven't done this in a while. I haven't apologized for my outbursts. And I recall that the last time was during the previous administration. I think I had an outburst when there was a thing between Roderick and Justin Lamb. And I quickly came back and I apologized. I haven't done that in the last 2 years, but tonight I'm going to apologize for my outbursts and to a degree also for some of my behavior. However, it's necessary. My behavior sometimes is necessary. For many years I've been coming to these council meetings, almost like it's church. And multiple times I have expressed to the council a quote by Justice Brandes. Penny, you might appreciate this. Our government is a potent the omnipresent teacher. For good or ill, it teaches the people by its example. If the government becomes a lawbreaker, it invites, I'm about to butcher it now, but it invites every man to become a law unto himself. It invites anarchy. And that's what happens. I'm not opposed to taking consequences for my behavior. But until Dan Rodrick gets some consequences for his behavior, for his disruption of these meetings, for the way that he talks to people. For example, I came here earlier tonight and I made some comments, and his deflection is about my prior criminal record, which I am very much permanently retired from. But when it's convenient, he wants to bring it up. But he didn't bring it up when I worked on his campaign in 2007, 16 and 17. He didn't bring it up when I've been to his house with other people of the Democratic Party, of which he was at that time. In fact, he was the vice chair of the Township Democratic Party. But when I'm saying things that are inconvenient for his reality, now I'm a convict, I'm a criminal, wants to tell everybody how long I was in prison for, but he fails to realize that personally it doesn't matter to me. And I've been very, very public about my record. In fact, when I've run for office twice, the caption on my press release says, "Formerly incarcerated man seeks election to the town council." I'm very transparent, and I own my BS, just like I'm going to own it tonight. And I said I apologize, and I don't say things that I don't mean. I have a tremendous amount of respect for the men that are on the stage right now, including Mr. Adler. But sir, we need you to think for yourself. We really do. This town needs you to think for yourself. I view you differently than I view Mr. O'Toole, and I view you differently than I view Mr. Coleman. I have hope for you. I haven't given up yet. You've been very respectful. But we need you to do a bit better. Mr. Penny, we need you to be quiet until you're asked to talk. But with that being said, I apologize. I've said it repeatedly, I would rather not come to these meetings and engage in the kind of behavior that Roderick does. But if he's going to do it, that means myself and every other person in the audience gets to do it. We get to behave the very same way. I would rather not, though. We need to figure out a resolution to that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Williams. Thank you. All right, so, Clark, we're going to...
hold on. We need to...
Just for you, Dottie, we're going to amend that resolution.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
No, I know, but the wording is, we want to have the wording that when we say no to a particular bill, that bill does not get paid. Okay? And she's got to agree, no matter who she gets the order from, that bill does not get paid.
I will always agree with you, Council President, that the one, we're talking about the Faulkner Act, I will agree with you always, that it's undisputed you have control over the purse strings. That's clear in the Faulkner Act, and I will never deviate from that. But I think introducing bills from the floor from, I don't know what legal advice is. I'm not saying they're smarter or less smart than me, but it's dangerous because I don't know who they are. And you know, Dottie's a really smart lady, and if she says that there's a problem with the legal aspects of what you can do with this, I must be very careful. I'm worried about I'm getting
All right, and I'm grateful for that. But let me ask you a question in front of everybody. What is our alternatives? If we don't have an agenda meeting and we can't introduce anything, or we can't listen to the department heads, what the heck is our choice?
I came to my office for the first time this week, and thankfully, I appreciate you coming in. Finally, we talked about it. We had a very nice conversation. We talked about Italy and your house, and it was a very lovely conversation.
Yes, and history.
In history, or both history.
Yeah.
I would recommend, there's not, you know that I'm, you know, the law comes first for me, but, you know, we could have brought this to me, we could have had a little debate about it. I'm just, when you bring things from the floor, whoever prepares them, we don't know, you can make mistakes and it costs regular people.
Okay,
So
well,
I just want to make sure
then
we don't
hopefully we'll never have to do this again.
I hope so too.
If we have an agenda meeting every other Wednesday, everybody knows that we have an agenda meeting every other Wednesday.
Okay.
And, okay, so,
Council President.
so let's word this correctly.
Yes, but point of order, before any action is taken, can we close public comment?
Okay.
Because we have to.
I need a motion to close public comment.
I'll motion it.
A second. Councilman
All in
Haber.
favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Any opposed? Hearing none.
Okay, now it's up to you guys.
Make a motion to amend the earlier resolution for the bill payment. Yeah, go ahead, Dorothy.
Yeah,
Just pull it out, take it out.
Getting closer again.
Just take it out.
I just want to say that bill was approved on the last bill list. I would not have I ever approved and paid a bill without council approval. I was authorized to prepay, and if you go back and look at the bill list, it was on there. So the second thing I want to say is, we make a weekly health payment. It's about $200,000, and that is also prepaid. There may be utilities coming up that need to be prepaid. I don't know, because this is a surprise to me.
We understand this, and we're going to fix it, all right? So you don't have to.
So I just want to say, I need to be able to pay
Okay.
payroll. I need to be able to pay the health care bill.
Okay.
I need
But-
authorization to pay these things.
We're aware of this. Thank you.
And Dorothy, can I ask you one question now? With Shore Network News, for example, how is that individual, is he a consultant, is he an employee, how is he getting paid?
I don't think he's an employee.
Okay, I don't think so either, but, so what I'm getting at though is that I don't want to sit there and say that there's a loophole or a gray area where he can circumvent us by giving you quote unquote permission to make an amendment to pay our township employees that deserve it. But we have other people that may be, slipping through the cracks here.
If a person is not an employee, they're not going to
I don't know what
be
he's,
paid.
I don't know what he's classified at. I don't know what he's classified. I'm just asking the question. How is he getting paid? I mean, he's getting paid somehow. And we're trying to watch the bill list. What's that?
Last bill list. He was on the last bill list.
I think the business administrator can clear this up. I think it's
I'm just trying
under
to
a
clarify,
certain
that's all. I'm not saying
threshold.
no.
Yeah, 53,000, I think, right?
53.
It's different. I'll show you this. This
She
is
does
what I
need-
got from
53,000.
I know, but
a
explain it to
person
her.
who prepares the bill list. This is what she gave me, prepay. And she said, this is the only prepay, and it's for the payroll. And this is the payroll that was just previously paid. And
I'm
it's
just trying to dig in how certain
$2
individuals.
million and
No, it's fine, that's legit, that's legit. That's not okay for that. There's other people that you see that are actually getting paid, continue on doing some political stuff for certain individuals, and we don't want them to get paid. We didn't hire him, I didn't hire the guy, it's not gonna pay a guy that's doing it. Plain and simple.
If they're on the payroll, it's going to be
That's what I'm saying, but what I say, is he on the payroll?
No.
Okay, that's fine. He's not on payroll.
And I know the answer also. It's a gigantic loophole and it's Okay, so let's word this. Can you help us here,
I
Council?
don't have tax in front of me, I don't know what.
What letter was that resolution? The resolution that you read?
2026.
We had attorneys.
Yeah, that's the one, that was
Resolution authorizing Dorothy, CFO, to pay payroll, health insurance, and all utilities.
Oh, that's that.
That's,
Sorry.
No, you're good.
so we're going to amend this.
We're going to use the student
This is the one you read, right? Yes, yeah, that one that is the thicker.
just, what do we have to?
I think the biggest thing that we can always revisit this next meeting, I would make sure that the payroll.
You just want to rescind it from tonight, is that easier, we'll discuss it, that's good.
I think, yeah, I think that would be the easier thing.
Okay.
I don't want to,
All right.
political things to do. I think that would be the
It's
best.
not political. Okay, so read this into the minutes and we're going to rescind it. We're going to make a motion to rescind it and we'll bring it up next
Motion to
Wednesday.
rescind. I appreciate everyone's ability on this.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, hang on.
What's
Let me-
that resolution number?
I'm going to read it into the record, the title. The title of the resolution is Resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Township, Ocean County, New Jersey, rescinding prior authorization for payment of bills between meetings and addressing unauthorized payment to Shore Media and Marketing LLC. The motion was to rescind.
Yes.
And who made the motion, please?
Tom, Vice Chair Iverson, and Clint second.
Thank you, Ms.
And this is,
Councilman.
how do you say without prejudice?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Okay. Council Vice President Iverson,
Yes.
Councilman Bradley,
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini,
Yes.
Council President Ciccozzi,
Yes.
Councilman Avery.
Yes.
Okay, that's 5.
Okay, so Councilwoman O'Toole and Coleman were no longer in the meeting. Okay, thank you. All right, is that taken care of? Now we're moving on to council comments. Who would like to start? I'd like to start.
Sure.
Okay.
Everybody, thank you for coming out. I hope you and your families have a wonderful Easter and get home safe.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for coming out and get home safely. Hope everyone has a nice, happy and healthy Passover or Easter, depending on what you practice.
I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, and I know it's only around the corner. A lot of these rooms have younger kids that are on spring break or heading to spring break, and maybe grandkids. I just want everybody to be aware that the world that we live in today is not like it used to be. So make sure that we make sure that all of our friends and family are aware of the surroundings, whether they're going on spring break overseas or down Florida. But everybody must be safe with this world that we live in today. Thank you.
I just want to thank everybody for all the support they've shown the four of us in the last week since that letter went out. And the majority of people knew it was just full of lies. So thank you again for all that support.
All right. So, this is where we stand. Every meeting is like this, and it's only because of one person. It's not because of us. It's one person. When he first got on council, the council meetings were the same way. We're left out on every discussion. We don't know what's going on in town. We hear rumors. And the only thing I can say is, like, not on the bill list, like the main bill list, you people got to start watching where the hundreds of thousands of dollars are going to, where it's going to, okay? And it's not Republicans, I want to say that much, but it's there in black and white. Who comes up, these lawyers, these judges, and things, where is all this money going to? It's not staying in Ocean County, okay? And you gotta follow the people that are leading here, where they're getting their new jobs, in what township, and what their political party is. You gotta see where the mayor is working, the political party. He's not here during the week. You can't run $140-something million township from your cell phone. Well, I think actually he has 2 or 3 cell phones. You can't do it. Nothing gets done. We're always behind the 8 ball. The last minute, the last second, you gotta do it. And we're put in this unbelievable task of saying yes and no without any information. It's hard. You know, I do the best I can up here, okay? And if I ask somebody, anyone here, if I ask someone, you're out of order, you know, please be quiet, you say, okay. What recourse do I have here? What authority do we have here to make him be professional or whatever, without the personal attacks? And I'll say before, you think these meetings are bad? These are nothing compared to the agenda meetings. And at the last council meeting, I paid tribute to the professionals, that we had a lot done, we were going on the right path, and as soon as the mayor gets on the phone on his way home from work at these agenda meetings, it's utter chaos. And that's all I have to say. Good night, everyone. And God bless Tom's River.
Motion to adjourn. I'll
Say all in favor? Please. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none.
See you in a few weeks.
I tell you, I need to get a